The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
David Phelps, Celebrity Boxing. Don't miss Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday night, 7 to 10.
Yo, this is the Hammer, Fred Williamson. Check it out, Trash Talk Radio, 7 to 10. Do it, be there. Hi, this is Harry, sanitary engineer. You're listening to Trash Talk Radio.
Next question, Jeff. Where are you? Right there.
Yeah. I just want to thank
TrashTalkingRadio.com
for all you've done to your bodies. It's still real to me, damn it! I mean, you're awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Blunt, for saying what needed to be said. I don't want to see it.
Hey, I want to talk to Mike Trash, man. Don't be putting me down like that. I appreciate it. Hey, would you shut up?
Hi, this is John Wayne Bobbitt on Trash Talking Radio. We're on every Tuesdays from 7 to 10. TrashTalkingRadio.com. Hey, this is Uncle Paulie from General Hospital. You better listen to me. I end up with cement boots. Every Tuesday, 7 to 10. TrashTalkingRadio.com. Be there.
I'm Melissa Bacelar. Oh my God. No. Oh my God. No. No. It's Trash Talking Radio. It's Tuesday. It's 7 to 10.
This is the Reverend Bob Levy, and you're listening to Trash Talk Radio. Only here, motherfucker.
Hey, this is Billy Mays from the grave, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio Show on TrashTalkingRadio.com. This is the only radio show that you ever need. So listen in every Tuesday, 7 to 10 p.m. every week. And bow! You have instant entertainment. And if that's not enough, if you act right now, you can listen to the archives for absolutely free. Now, how much would you pay? Call now. Operators are standing by.
This is Danny Bonaducci. Nobody trash talks like me. That's why I quit the Partridge Family. A bunch of goofballs dressed up in red velvet suits. How embarrassing. If David Cassidy was there right now, I'd tell him what I think about him. Why? Because you're listening to Trash Talk, 7 to 10 p.m.
Welcome to the Trash Talking Radio Show. Please take a seat and help yourself to the snacks and beverages. The show will begin in just a few seconds. Are you ready? Are you seated? Please welcome your host. He is the singer/songwriter of the Uncle Sam Band. He is the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, Every Woman's Fantasy. He is the manager of champions, singer of songs, and actor without a script. He will be the first against the wall when the revolution comes. He is a lover of life. He is a Tesla driving, song singing, talk show hosting, son of a gun. Please welcome the Vital Idol, Classy Mike Trash.
Hey, the Vital Idol, Classy Mike Trash. And here I am. And look who's here with me. Holy cow.
Hi, buddy.
She made it.
Hey, I can do this.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder.
I've been here how long?
About 20 minutes.
Oh, shut up.
Give or take.
I meant overall.
All right, 25. Hold on, I'm going to do something.
I want more zeros for that then.
I can give you more zeros right over the head.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Let's see. I think are you cutting out too? Talk.
Okay, no, I
Yeah,
don't.
you are. I just wanted to make sure it's both microphones. I'm starting to suspect that it's this actual unit itself. I don't know if it sounds that. Yeah, it does sound that way when I play it back too. So.
Okay, that works.
Oh, look who that is.
Oh, that's an intruder.
Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Yeah, you never know. You these people.
Yeah, it's probably some Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, Jehovah. Why is this doing this? You're supposed to tell me who's at the door.
I did.
No, wait, hold on. It's really slow today for some reason.
All right. I had to make it I had to hurry up, come in, put stuff away, and You know, when I'm on a time schedule.
Hold on. I'll get it. Just hold on. What is going on here? It's saying I'm timing out. I shouldn't have been timing out. All right. There we go. Now we
Yeah, see, it's even taken me a while to reboot this.
Yeah. Well, I didn't reboot the system, and I should have probably
Okay.
because it's just a good policy to make sure you get a fresh start. But it's not always easy to do that.
That's true.
Like today, I was running behind because I was trying to get last-minute stories, and I got some good ones, so I'm glad I did it. But you know, when you do that, you risk having time to do the right things. Okay, that's all running, right? The mix is running. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube are all going. So that means we can start the show.
Cool.
As soon as I put this down, where am I going to put?
Then you remember where you put it.
Well, no, I got to remember which one's which, because this one goes with that one, this one goes with that one, and now I got to figure out where I put my red one. Oh, I dropped it.
Oh, jeez.
That's right. You pulled it off the table.
No,
when
I didn't.
When you pulled the wires.
Oh.
All right.
Complain.
We're going to try something new today.
Oh, no.
Our new correspondent is Jenny.
Jenny. Okay.
Not from the block.
Is she a blonde, a brunette, or a redhead?
Yes.
Okay.
She's one of those. I hired her to do the intro segment, and which we'll discuss. We'll discuss it as we go.
Okay.
There were 4 deaths that we're going to cover today.
Yep.
There were 2 that came in today that I didn't do. I'll probably do them for next week.
Okay.
So if you want to tell me about the deaths, I already know about them probably, but
okay.
I just didn't have time to do it because it's...
Are they those rappers that I didn't know anything about?
One of them was a rapper.
Okay.
And I forget what the other one was. I know there were 2 things that...
Yeah, because I saw them. I'm like, I don't know them, so I didn't think you would know them.
Well, I don't really know them per se because I don't follow that kind of music. So I don't know if I'm going to cover them or not. I got to do a little research on them first. So we're going to do 4 of them today, though.
Okay.
So you ready?
Well, as long as Jenny's ready.
Did you get your snacks and beverages?
Well, the snacks are gone, and my drink is here, so yes, I'm good.
And Buddy has his snacks.
He's sawing logs.
He's what?
Sawing logs.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad he'll be up after it next time. All right, here we go. This is Jenny. Good music. Oh, I turn that down.
Hi, I'm Jenny from the Trash Talking Radio Tributes. This week we had a number of celebrities pass away. Joe Lara, the star of Tarzan, The Epic Adventures, has died after a small plane he, his wife and a few others were on crashed into a lake this weekend. The private jet, said to be a Cessna 501, took off Saturday from Smyrna Airport, just outside of Nashville, and was reportedly headed toward Palm Beach, FL, but somehow plunged into Percy Priest Lake not too long after takeoff. Fire and other rescue crews were dispatched to the scene, but after an all-night operation, authorities say the passengers were found to be deceased, and their families were notified. An investigation is underway to determine what might have caused the crash. Lara was one of 7 people who were killed. The others are his spouse, Christian Diet guru Gwen Lara, Jennifer J. Martin, David L. Martin, Jessica Walters, Jonathan Walters, and Brandon Hanna, all of whom are locals and reported to be part of the same church. Joe Lara is famous from his TV days, when he played the King of the Jungle between 1996 and 2000, starring as Tarzan for a total of 22 episodes, including a TV movie that came out years prior called Tarzan in Manhattan, which catapulted him into the role. He'd been in other action fantasy projects over the years, including Steel Frontier, Sunset Heat, Gunsmoke, The Last Apache, American Cyborg, Steel Warrior, The Magnificent Seven, Baywatch, and Tropical Heat, among several others. Lara had 28 acting credits to his name. At G. Wensham-Blinn Lara, Instagram Lara married Gwen Shamblin in 2018, who's famous for founding the Remnant Fellowship Church as well as the Way Down Workshop, a weight loss program that was big in the 80s and 90s among churchgoers and others. Gwen and Joe leave behind 3 children. He was 58 and she was 66.
Okay. So notice what I did.
Yeah, you kind of told Jenny to sit.
Yeah, well, this is so we can talk.
Okay.
We have a little brief interlude here.
Okay.
So Joe Lara, I have no idea who he was because I didn't watch any TV between 95 and 2000. I mean, Pam watched a lot of television, but at that point, I wasn't really watching a lot of TV. So
Right.
I wasn't familiar with him.
Now, did she say he was on Bonanza?
I don't think he's 56, so I doubt that he would have been on Bonanza. 'Cause
I heard her mention Bonanza. That's
no,
why.
they said a whole lot of credits. He's got a whole lot of credits.
Okay.
Actually, let's see. This one here would have been this one or the other one. One of these two. Said what his credits were. Okay, it wasn't this one. It was the other one. And if it wasn't, it was the Wikipedia. I started must have been this one. Okay, it says here he was in Tarzan in Manhattan. He was in Sunset Heat, Steel Frontier, Gunsmoke, The Last Apache, American Cyborg, Steel Warrior. You might have heard Gunsmoke, The Last Apache. That's probably what you heard. So,
but I thought for sure I heard Bonanza in there.
Nope, didn't hear Bonanza.
Unless that was his Wikipedia.
I can pull up those Wikipedia. I got it right
Yeah,
here.
because this is still taking forever.
Why? Okay. You could have asked me. I hope I have his Wikipedia. I have somebody's Wikipedia here. Is it his or nope? I got the other guy's. Hold on. Let's pull up his Wikipedia and find out. I don't like the way they now do the. You see when I have along the top I have my favorites.
Right.
I can change favorite. I used to be able to change favorites regardless of what window. Now you can only see the favorites when you create a new tab.
Oh, geez.
And I don't like that. I like having the ability to pull up the Wikipedia whenever I want, and just seems stupid that I can't do that now.
You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, that's the thing about that. I don't know why it has to be a pain in the butt. No, I'm not. Wait a minute. Where's my? I just realized I'm not even in the. I'm not watching the chat room. Let's see if anybody's in there. Okay. Well, let me do it. What's going on up there? Oh, there's definitely an issue with the internet.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on over there? What did you do? You broke the computer?
No. You said if it did it again, to restart it. So that's what I did. I'm still waiting.
Let me check something. We had a network cable going into the back.
Yeah, because I was always hardwired.
Well, let's make it hardwired again. I have a feeling you're not hardwired. But you shouldn't. You should still be able. Depends what. I don't remember unplugging it, but I guess I did at some point.
Maybe you did when I wasn't here.
Well, I would guess that would be the case. There it goes here. This is our tech support section of the show, where we fix things while the show is going on. I can't see. Can you?
Here, hold on.
Turn your light on. Yeah.
Maybe later.
Maybe later. And here, give me that. Damn it. Darn. Co-host.
Excuse you. You
there it
better
is.
be thankful that I'm here.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
But, there. All right. Knew there was something. Would you stop pulling things?
I didn't do it. I didn't move.
Yes, you did. You had to move. All right, why is it not going? Okay, here we go. I'm trying to put it somewhere where it's not going to fall.
Amy Sue said it best. Hashtag it must be Tuesday. These always happen on Tuesdays.
There, now I got my chat room. I hadn't had the chat room open, so all right. Okay, I don't need this one anymore, so I'll put this one over here. Put this over there. This one I do use. I don't need that one. Okay.
You need one of every different color.
Well, it'd be nice if I had 3 different colors, but the 2 colors, those are those computers, and this is the one I have to use while I'm doing the show. So that's the only thing that, I mean, I only use those to start and stop the show.
Okay.
For the most part.
Okay.
Okay, so let me see here. Did I copy his name? I did. Okay, good. We wanted to see if he was in Gunsmoke, right?
No, Bonanza.
Bonanza. Okay, let's look at his,
Because we know he was
his
in
television.
Gunsmoke.
Here we go, Gunsmoke. Not Bonanza. Nowhere near.
I thought I heard her say Bonanza. Maybe it was one of the other people.
She definitely didn't say Bonanza because she said what I told her to say.
Okay. Then it must have been somebody else.
My writers told her what to say.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's it. All right. What are we doing? Okay. Yeah, so that was the first segment. Did you ever watch that show? Did you ever know anything about that show?
Yes.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about Tarzan.
No.
Okay. All right, so he's the first one.
Okay.
Do you have anything else you want to say about him?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, he is cute, though.
He was. It's not quite as cute now. All right, we're going on to the second one.
Okay.
All right, the second one. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Okay, here we go. This is the second one, and get ready for this.
The second death we have to report is Gavin MacLeod, a veteran TV actor famous for roles on The Love Boat and The Mary Tyler Moore Show, has died. TMZ has learned MacLeod passed away overnight early Saturday morning at his home in Palm Desert, CA, where he was surrounded by loved ones and caretakers. This according to Gavin's nephew, Mark C. We're told he'd been in and out of the hospital these last few months with varying illnesses, and it's unclear what exactly might have caused his death in the end. That said, C tells us it was not COVID-related. MacLeod's ex-wife, Joan Dever, confirmed all of those details, except for the location of his death. The guy is perhaps best known for playing Murray Slaughter on TMTS, in which he played the head writer of the fictional TV station that Mary worked at. He was a main character on the series, appearing in all 168 episodes over 7 years, opposite the lead actress. MacLeod is also just as famous for portraying Captain Meryl Stubing on The Love Boat for a decade, appearing in 250 episodes, plus spin-off made for TV movies from the franchise. His TV career was pretty much second to none. The guy had roles on hit shows like Hawaii Five-0, Hogan.
Okay, I want to stop it right there. The reason I want to stop it is I didn't know that he was on Hogan's Heroes. I used to watch that show a lot.
Episodes, plus spin-off made for TV movies from the franchise. His TV career was pretty much second to none.
There. I had no idea that was him.
Wait a minute.
He's the guy in the front.
That doesn't even look like
no,
him.
No, not at all. But keep in mind that was in
the
that 60s,
was
maybe.
then.
That was probably the 60s. Maybe the early 70s. So, I mean, it's possible. I mean, well, it's not possible. It's true. So.
Yeah, it's on the internet.
Yeah, well, now it is.
The guy had roles on hit shows like Hawaii Five-0, Hogan's Heroes, Perry Mason, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., McHale's Navy, The Untouchables, Peter Gunn, Kane's 100, The Andy Griffith Show, My Favorite Martian, The Big Valley, It Takes a Thief, Charlie's Angels, Scruples, Murder, She Wrote, Oz, Jag, That 70s Show, Touched by an Angel, and dozens more over his 7-decade career. MacLeod has over 100 acting credits to his name, and is probably one of the most prolific actors from the 20th century. He's survived by his wife of several years, Patty, their 4 children.
That's not his wife, by the way.
He was 90 years old.
Oops, stop. Okay. Any comments about him?
Yes, actually.
All right, tell me.
I remember watching him on The Love Boat. I loved him.
Well,
I mean, it was just, he had that elegance about him.
The Love Boat was such a trashy show. I mean, it was.
Never mind.
I can speak from
the trashy one.
Yes, and it was so horrible, the show.
But it was fun.
But it was. I know, but it was
because every time I wished I could take a cruise, that's what I wanted to be on.
Well, it's not like that. It's actually more fun than that, I think.
I've
never been on a cruise, so I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm dating somebody that has been on cruises, and he wants to take me on one
well, there you go.
next year.
Oh, which one's this?
It's one of them. It's one that you like, so
Glam.
we're good. Yes.
There you go. All right. As long as you don't cling to him too much.
No, I won't.
All right.
But anyway, I actually got to see a movie yesterday with him in it called Kelly's Heroes.
Yes, it was based on...
It was by Clint Eastwood was in it, along
But
with Don Rickles.
Okay, Kelly, I'll explain that to you. I think. I might be wrong about this, but I believe I'm right about this. Kelly's Heroes was basically Hogan's Heroes. If I'm not mistaken, it was based on the German War.
Yes.
And it was based on a prison camp.
They were the military, and they were going after bars of gold that were were behind enemy lines.
That's a Clint Eastwood movie.
Yes, it was Clint Eastwood. Don Rickles was in there.
Yeah.
Early Donald Sutherland, I believe was his name. He was in there. I never laughed so hard because, after watching, with yesterday being Memorial Day, and I watched two very heavy, emotional movies, I had to watch something funny. So we decided to watch Kelly's Heroes, and I loved it.
Okay.
I was like, pretty cool. But I can tell you, I had to really look to find him because I know that's an older movie, and yet it was like, when I saw him, I'm like, is that really him? It didn't look like him.
Let's see when that
when I
movie
got
was
a
made.
close-up of him, then I was like, okay.
Okay, so he must have liked ships, apparently.
Yes.
Because he was in, think about this now, he was in, at least as far as I know, he was in Petticoat Junction, too.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. See, I loved Petticoat, when I was a kid. Those girls, those petticoats, and back then, when I was that young, I was like, wow, wow, these are girls. These are really excellent. I could marry a girl like that. Of course, the girl would have been, how old now? She would have been 80-something now.
Yeah.
But I wanted one of those girls when I was that young. Anyway, he loved water. You could tell because he was in McHale's Navy.
Yes.
Which, by the way, so was Don Knotts. Who was the other guy you
Don
said?
Rickles?
Don Rickles was also in that.
Okay.
And he was in, McHale's Navy joins the Air Force. Jeez. That's a...
hey, he's got a heart for the military, okay?
Oh, Kelly's Heroes was in 1970.
Oh,
so that was after
yeah.
McHale's Navy, which was 1964. So he definitely liked those things. He liked water. Sounds like I would take his job.
Yeah, but in Kelly's Heroes, he wasn't in water. He was in a tank.
Oh, why did I think it was more than that?
I mean, they crossed the river, but...
Okay, I'm here. I got it.
I got to tell you, it was funny. And like I said, an early Donald Sutherland was in there. Telly Savalas was in it. So, yeah, I was glad I watched it.
Okay.
And that's probably why I couldn't go to sleep.
I probably saw that way, way back in the day. I mean, that was a long time ago. But yeah, that was cool. Yeah. All right. Any other things you want to talk about him?
Nope, I'm good on that one.
He was in a lot of stuff. I mean, that's just his films. Those are just the films he was in. Then you want to talk about.
I mean, I wonder if
he was in.
I wonder if they're going to bury him at sea.
I don't know. I'm assuming. Oh wow, he was in Gomer Pyle.
Yeah.
The Munsters.
I believe that.
Dick Van Dyke, of course. He was in. I thought he was in Mary Tyler Moore, right?
Yeah.
He was in both of those then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so he wasn't in every week. He was just in one episode. Okay, yeah, he was in one episode. Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff. I mean, he was in Pound Puppies.
What?
Pound Puppies.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah. So he definitely had a nice run. I mean, do you know what years the Love Boat was in?
Not off the top of my head.
77 to 87.
Yeah.
And that's 250 episodes.
I like just watching it, on reruns now.
Well, I guess that's all you got to watch. You have no choice. Is it running faster now?
No.
Hit restore.
That's why I pulled it up on my phone.
Oh. Okay. What is that? Is it saying what I'm saying? What's that? What's that?
Auto caption.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't get auto caption on the screen there.
Yeah, see, it says everything we both
Oh yeah,
said.
happy June.
Yeah, happy 1st of June. Happy almost spring. I mean summer.
We're 21 days away from my brother's birthday.
And 21 days away from spring. Summer.
Spring. Seems like spring.
Summer.
Jeez, it seems like it should be spring. It's cold. I actually had to call my I had to call my guy for the air conditioning unit because it's not working right, and so I gave him codes so that he knows what's wrong with it. And he said, "Oh my gosh, there's a lot of codes there because it's got like 6 different codes that it went out on."
Oh my goodness.
I'm hoping that really narrows it down for him so when he gets here.
And are you sure he knows how to fix it?
Oh, this guy does. This
Okay.
guy does. Now, I told him I want it to last at least this winter because Tesla hasn't released their air conditioning system. And honestly, I want Teslas because I got a Tesla house. I got the batteries. I got the house batteries. I got the car. You know, and I just think. And by the way, I probably want to talk about this later, but I'll talk about it now. My lease is up in December.
Right.
Now, the cars are going to go up in price because nobody can get parts.
Right.
So I think I decided I'm going to keep my car.
Okay.
And I'll probably buy my car outright because there's going to be a shortage of cars. So that means I should be able to sell my car for more, and I can drive it until I get the new one.
Okay.
And then put a new lease. So that's what I think I've decided to do. And the reason for that is because if I'm going to do long-distance runs, I'll take the Aptera if I get that by then.
Right.
And if I'm going to just do just around the town, I could drive either one.
So if I decide I want to make a trip to Johnstown, you'll let me use the Tesla?
You'll get to drive your own car.
I want to drive the Tesla.
Well, the Tesla, you have to stop 3 times,
Well, yeah.
4 times or whatever to get there and back. I don't know. We didn't do Teslas to Pittsburgh yet, so I haven't done that. But
hey, I'm ready for a weekend road trip.
With the Aptera, I can do that in one run. I won't have to fill up.
Yeah, well, I know you'd never let me take the Aptera by myself.
Oh, what's the difference between the Aptera and the X?
The,
About $100,000. However,
well, not only that, I mean, I've driven the X now, and it's, what, 3 years old?
oh, I'm sorry, it's too old for you. Jeez.
No, I don't mind. It's newer than my car.
Anyway, either way, I'm planning on that's my game plan at this point because I thought about it today when I was reading articles saying that all manufacturers are having problems getting parts.
Okay.
And I figured what the heck, I might as well do this. So.
Ow.
What?
Every time you move your chair, you pin my knee against the desk.
Well, move your knee.
I can't.
You can move it.
Yeah, with the way I'm sitting.
I'm going to have to cut out a piece in here so you can put your knee in here. Jeez. All right. Let's move on to the next person. So we got 2 down. Next 2 are interesting because you don't know the next person per se, but you do know the next person's voice.
Oh, no.
And the last person is really good because, well, we'll get to that. All right. Ready?
Hi, Ashley.
I'm not Ashley.
No, but she's watching.
Okay. Hi, Ashley. I miss you. As a co-host.
Okay.
You don't think I'm trying to move in on her or something, do you?
Hey, I don't know.
I'm
Hey,
giving up.
there's no ring on your finger. So.
There's not going to be now. I can assure you I'm good where I'm at. I made a mistake going in a different direction. Now I'm back to where it was.
Well, I'm glad you're my best friend.
Boy, you got low standards. All right, here we go. This is a guy that we all have heard, but we don't know who he is.
The third celebrity to pass was the real Milli Vanilli singer. One of the real singing voices behind the infamous pop duo Milli Vanilli has died at the age of 66 after a battle with COVID-19.
By the way, it's ironic that the real Milli Vanilli, the guy that sang and took credit or didn't take credit for this stuff, died last. So that kind of is interesting to me that the real the Milli Vanilli people died already, and he was still alive. I think they both died. Maybe they didn't. I know one of them definitely died.
I'll have to check it out.
But, yeah, that's okay. So, anyway, back to this. All right, here we go. She's so patient for me. I like that. Jenny's really patient.
According to his daughter, John Davis's daughter, Jasmine, revealed her dad died May 24th with a post that read, "My dad passed away this evening through the coronavirus." She continued,
Probably because that's the daughter. She's probably mad at me because I was talking about him like he already died. Well, he did. He did die. The one guy already did die.
"He made a lot of people happy with his laughter and smile, his happy spirit, love, and especially through his music. He gave so much to the world. Please give him the last round of applause. We will miss him dearly." The Milli Vanilli duo the public came to know was made up of members Fabrice Morvan and Rob Pilatus. The pair won the Grammy for Best New Artist in 1990 after their wildly successful Girl You Know It's True album dropped.
Okay, so back then, when they were doing I think it was an MTV Awards show where they were performing the song. I should say lip-syncing the song.
Okay.
And the track skipped.
Oh.
Which revealed that they weren't really singing.
I remember the lip-syncing issue.
Right. Well, then they found out that these guys weren't actually singing this stuff. It was actually this guy here. So, they ended up giving their Grammy back. They won a Grammy. What am I looking at? Yeah.
I love Note for You.
Yeah, that's fine. But she's got to give me enough time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got to set up her spot since it's not set up anymore. But, yeah, what I'm saying is that they gave up their Grammy willingly, and they because there was so much flack about them not being a real band, about them 93 is when he died, right? Or when did he die?
Okay, Rob?
98. Yeah. Rob Pilatus.
Yeah.
Pilatus. But he's the one that killed himself, I think.
His death was ruled accidental.
Oh, the other guy killed himself then. I thought. No, wait. The one guy killed himself. Is the other guy still alive?
Fab Morvan?
Yeah. He might be alive yet. I don't know.
Wait a
I could have sworn they were. I thought they were both dead. Maybe they're not. Is he dead?
No, he's still alive.
Oh, which one's he? Fab?
Yeah.
Okay. So Fab's still alive, but Rob. I remember Rob died. He killed himself. I don't know what it doesn't say that in Wikipedia, but he did. He killed himself. Anyway, here we go. Go ahead, Jenny.
The year before, however, after wildly successful year, including multiple number one hits and tours, Fab and Rob and their producer came clean that...
Did you notice that she changed spots?
Yes.
She was over here, and then she moved over there. She just got bored with that spot. Anyway.
It was all a front. They didn't actually sing the songs they'd released, and it was really Davis's voice, and a few others, on the records. Perhaps the most infamous moment for the pair came during a live performance for MTV in 1989 when the track for Girl You Know It's True skipped on a loop, leaving the duo on stage embarrassed. From there, it was all downhill for Morvan and Pilatus. They eventually gave up their Grammy. And
now today, that's not as big of a deal, because like at the Super Bowl, they all lip-sync.
Right.
But back then, you weren't allowed to lip sync. But considering it wasn't their voice, that's where the trouble was. So, what do you got?
What?
Brenda.
I have this open, the chat room's open, and then I have another one of my
I haven't
Facebook.
seen anything of her in a long time. I didn't even know she was still around.
Yeah, she's
I mean,
still
not.
there.
I don't mean that. I mean,
Yeah.
jeez. Anyway, that's good to know she's still around. All right. What am I doing? Okay, let's listen. Finish up, Jenny. We're listening. We hear you.
And lawsuits and demands for refunds came flooding in from fans. Davis attempted to form his own group with one of the original Ghost singers, but couldn't repeat the group's success. Pilatus died in 1998 at the age of 32, following an overdose.
All right, so we got one more.
Okay.
And you know this person. And you like this person.
Okay.
And you don't know who it is yet.
What else is new? I'm glad
I can
we're
tell
not-
you this. My number one nemesis sang one of his songs. I'll sing part of it. Ready?
Yeah.
Hooked on a feeling.
Oh, that's right.
He did a
That's
lot
right.
of songs that I am aware of. That
Yep.
actually, I was really surprised how many songs I knew of his. 'Cause
I don't know why I just went totally blank because.
Well, he's
I mean, I sent that
he's
to
a
you.
crossover star.
Yeah.
He did a lot of gospel. He did a lot of different types of music, and it made him pretty. And actually, this kind of touched me. This report touched me because this is the way I want to be. I want to be able to say, "Thank you very much for supporting me." Blah blah blah. That kind of stuff is really cool.
Right.
Anyway, this is the person. Oh, by the way, we got a different clock countdown.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was looking for new, different things between them, but I made this a little longer by accident, and I'll explain this after.
And lastly, we lost a Grammy-winning singer, had hits in pop, country, and gospel with songs like Hooked on a Feeling and Hey Won't You Play, another somebody wrong song.
Do you know any of those? Do you know the Hooked on a Feeling? Do you know the other
Yeah.
two? The last one, Somebody Done Somebody Wrong, I didn't know he did that song.
Oh, I did.
And I remembered that song from my childhood, and so I like that a lot. Anyway, let's continue. Thank you, Jenny. You are so sweet because you don't argue with me.
The one and only B.J. Thomas, the vocalist who mixed the stylish sophistication of a pop crooner and the down-home soul of a country singer on songs like the 1969 smash Raindrops Keep Falling on
Oh
My
yeah, that
Head.
one too. I forgot about that too. Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Yep.
I remember that song because one year, I think it was that year, the year that it came out, I was at the shore and I was listening to that song and I was walking down. I think I had a tape player or something. I was listening to those songs, or else I was remembering it just because I was a big music geek.
Right.
And that was before I was into like being a performer, but I just loved music. And I remember singing Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head.
Yep. I remember that one. I remember, the Hooked on a Feeling.
Hooked on a Feeling.
The Somebody Done Somebody
Yeah, that
Wrong
one
song.
I forgot all about that song
Yep.
until I heard this and I said, oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, anyway.
It's Saturday in his Arlington, Texas home at the age...
He is a guy that is one of those guys that appreciates all the fame and fortune that he got to get where he got. He appreciates that stuff. That's kind of cool.
of 78, a rep for Thomas confirmed the singer's death. The cause of death was lung cancer, which Thomas had publicly revealed he had in March. Thomas's multi-genre success included major hits on the adult contemporary and Christian music charts, the latter of which would earn him 5 Grammy Awards and 2 Gospel Music Association Dove Awards, but the singer is arguably best remembered for the breezy pop classic, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, one of the most successful singles of all time and a 2014 inductee into the Grammy Hall of Fame, written by Burt Bacharach and Hal David for the 1969 Paul Newman, Robert Redford Western Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Thomas's rendition would log 4 weeks atop the Billboard Hot 100 and win the Oscar for Best Original Song. Despite the song's success, Thomas's crossover appeal wasn't fully reached until 1975 with the release of Larry Butler and Chips Moments' Hey Won't You Play, another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song, which hit #1 on the pop chart before duplicating the feat on Billboard's Country Survey. After a stint with the band The Triumphs, Thomas released a cover of Williams's I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry in 1966. He'd go on to have hits in the late 60s with songs like Mama, The Eyes of a New York Woman, and the top 5 original recording of Hooked on a Feeling, later a 1974 #1 for Blue Swede. In 1969, just before Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, he released his version of the off-covered country song, Skip a Rope. Thomas was often booked on package tours, playing on the same shows with artists including Gene Pitney, Bobby Goldsboro, and the McCoys. The road to the multi-million selling Raindrops was similarly packed with various artists vying to record the track. In 2013, Thomas told performing songwriter that Bacharach wrote the melody to fit Bob Dylan. In subsequent years, Burt has denied it, but this is what I understood at the time. Thomas said, Burt really admired Bob Dylan and the way he phrased, when Bob, for whatever reason, didn't do it, I was his second choice. In March, Thomas announced that he was diagnosed with lung cancer and asked that his music may live on with his fans. I'm so blessed to have had the opportunity to record and perform beautiful songs in pop, country, and gospel music, and to share those wonderful songs and memories around the world with millions of you, he wrote.
So there you go.
Yeah, I remember whenever I would stay at my aunt's house, and, you know, if there was nothing on TV, and, you know, we might play records or something, and, you know, B.J. Thomas was one of her favorites.
Okay.
And, yeah, I can just remember singing along with them.
Do you know what that is?
No, because I can't see it.
It's Make It Right.
Oh. Okay.
And over here is me and Ken playing live.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm getting a little bit of exposure with this stuff because people are watching the clips I'm putting on there. All right. So that was the report. Tell me what you think. Did you think that was okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I just did a little different this time, and the problem is that took too long. It took me 4 hours or something like that, 3 hours to do that clip.
Well, you ought to tell Jenny to pick it up a little bit.
The problem is I have to give her scripts to read, you know.
Yeah, and how many times does she have to run through it?
One. But I got to do it right the first time, so that's the problem. So, but yeah, that was. I wanted to see how that would work out. I tried doing that as a segment. And that took us about half an hour. And that's not bad for an 8-minute clip.
Right.
And we talked about everybody that we needed to talk about. So, yeah, I kind of think it's fun to give Jenny a piece of the, give her a chance to.
How many zeros is she working for?
She has less zeros than you.
Okay.
She's new. This is her first time.
Okay. As long as she doesn't have more zeros than me.
No, she has less zeros than you.
Okay.
So, all right. So that's that. Okay, we can move away from the death and into something else now. Oh, I didn't even do a background picture. Guess I gotta. Oh, darn it! It's making me sign in too. I hate when it does that. Now let's see all my secrets. How about we put Buddy up there? There we go.
Puppy dog.
Yeah, see my dirty car.
Well, your birthday's coming up. I'll get it detailed for you.
All right, let's see what we got next. So I can get rid of all this stuff. Okay. That was a lot of work, though, because I wanted to figure out, I was going to use the new animated people that I have, and I couldn't figure out how I could do it because it lets me do 1-minute clips. Now, I can put the 1-minute clips together, but that's just too much work because that's an 8-minute thing, so I'd have to do 8 1-minute clips.
Right.
So I'm not going to keep that service because it's just too hard. That's why it took me so long, because I didn't know how I was going to do it. And I think that the hardest parts are doing the script and then I have to run it through a couple processes and all that fun stuff. But it's done, so that was a pilot program. So you saw a movie. What did you see?
I saw 3 different movies.
Okay, do you want to talk about them?
Well, we know that I saw Kelly's Heroes.
Okay, that's an old movie.
Yep.
What else did you see?
I forget what the other name. The one that I can remember is The Guardian.
Okay, never heard of that one.
But I don't remember the third one that I saw, or well, it was the first one. Okay. The Guardian I actually liked. I was surprised.
Okay.
And you know how bad I get when there's a lot of blood and all this.
Okay.
But I actually made it through.
Well, I saw a couple movies myself. I didn't see A Quiet Place yet. I wanted to see that, but I just got busy doing other things. But I did see this is a movie from Amazon called Wrath of Man, and that's a Statham movie, Jason Statham. And that was a really good movie. I liked that movie a lot. But it was a little confusing because it kept bouncing back and forth with the timeline. And I didn't quite understand it till the end. And maybe that's the way it was supposed to be, I would assume. But I liked the movie. It was a mysterious and wild-eyed new cash truck security guard, which was Jason Statham, surprises his co-workers during a heist in which he unexpectedly unleashes precision skills, leaving the crew wondering who he is and where he came from. And it was a really good movie. It was a little confusing, but it was really a good movie. So that is a new one by Amazon Prime, and you don't have to buy it there. You can get it. You can rent it any number of places. But Amazon made that movie, so that was fun, and it was a Jason Statham. So what's that you just sent me?
The one on The Guardian.
Oh, okay. So if you want to see a good movie, this is a possible good movie you could see, and check it out. And especially if you like Jason Statham movies, it won't let you down. It was action packed and not predictable this time. So I can tell you, even though I did predict Jason was going to win, I didn't predict all the things that were happening in between that. So it was a good movie, Wrath of Man, and so check it out if you want. Want to talk about, before I talk about the other movie that I saw, I'll talk about this first. The other movie I saw was The Great White. Do you remember that movie we saw that was about the woman who was on the beach by herself and she took her surfboard out and a shark got her stuck on it, stranded?
Right, it was about Bethany.
It was very similar to that, except that it was a UK movie. So, maybe it wasn't a UK movie. The one guy in there, the one actor had an accent, but it was funny because he had a plane. Well, this isn't funny. He was a guy that chartered his plane, and they found a boat that was capsized, and they pulled over, and this person who rented his plane was like, "Why are we stopping?" The guy goes, "Well, there's a ship down there. We got to check it out, make sure they're okay." And he was really arrogant. I was so glad when he was eaten by the shark because he just complained and complained. Anyway, my guess on who the last person was right, but I didn't expect it to be the ending that I did see, and I thought it was pretty good. So I will tell you that it had some spots where you jumped, but it was really a good movie overall. And boy, those sharks are nasty. They just track you down, and especially if you owe them money, then they go out. Then you got the land sharks after you.
Wow.
That was a joke.
I know.
So that was a 2021 movie, and I didn't know how old it was till I watched it, but it was worth watching. So, and then, okay, so it's the only movies. I want to watch Woman in the Window. I didn't get a chance to watch that yet, but my buddy keeps telling me I got to watch that one.
Okay.
The Quiet Place, the big news. The Quiet Place heads for mega $57 million opening. Now, back in the day when we were seeing movies every week, that was a piece of bleh, it means it's just okay, because a bad movie back when we watched was probably 20 million. Now a great movie is 57 million. Yeah. So that kind of makes you think about it. But considering that we're not really at capacity for movie theaters yet, because I'm not going back yet.
No, I'm not ready.
Well, I'm starting to think that I'm almost ready because I got my shots.
Okay.
So I may start thinking about going, and my buddy keeps bugging me. You got to go back to the movies. I got Regal and AMC, and you ought to go back and get one, and you ought to, I went to And he got mad at me because I got to see Army of the Dead before he did. And I got to see it before it came out, which was unusual. Anyway, it says here the sequel earned $19.4 million on Friday alone. Cruella, which is also available in the home, took a solid $7.7 million on its first day. Again, back then that would have been considered a failure. Now it's considered not. So It says the North American box office is loud once again. I don't consider that loud. You know, you figure the first Quiet Place took probably 350 million or so. So I'm wondering if it says. Let's see if it says. I'm just curious. Well, I guess it really isn't telling me. But John Krasinski is doing pretty good for himself. So he's the guy that wrote it, and he's also the husband of the lead actress. So yeah, I would like to see. I want to see that because it really does look pretty good. It doesn't look like a copy of the first one. It looks pretty good though. And let's see how much the first one did. Just out of curiosity, I'm wondering how much the first one did. Just to have something. Whoop, Quiet Places, dummy. Not Quiet Places, Quiet Place. There we go. Oh, here it is, film. Okay. Let's see how much it did. It did. Well, it did 341 million.
Yeah, you were close.
I was up there. So now you think about that. That's what it did in 2018. It's hard to believe that those couple of years have really devastated the movie industry, and as many as a lot of industries as well. But you know, but the first one was really good, and this one I think is going to be just as, if not better. It's going to be good, at least as good.
See, I don't remember you seeing A Quiet Place. I remember seeing it myself, but I don't remember you being there.
I was there.
Don't remember, because there was hardly any talking in it. I don't know.
That's right. There was no talking in it, or next to none. Yes.
Next to none.
You went with me, I think.
I don't know.
Because I think that you don't go to those movies usually.
Not by myself. I didn't go very often.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's where we are in that. That gives you an idea what the movie industry is all about now, because you really have a different world out there, because you can't make movies anymore and expect to make money on them right now, because nobody's, nobody wants to take a chance on it. So I guess I got to put this in my hand because it's not allowing me to post to Facebook, and I guess that works because I got to go there and grab your message that you sent me anyway. Mm-hmm. All right, there we go with that. And we'll open this. Why is that there? That should be over here. Should be dropping that off there. And then I need to do Quiet Place for Twitter. All right. Next thing. You sent me The Guardian. That's
The Guardian.
A 2006 movie.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which was actually really good.
Well, they did make good movies back then.
You know, it has Ashton Kutcher in it.
Oh.
Yeah, I can never spell his name right, or say his name right.
Having Kevin Costner, too.
Yeah.
I wonder if I saw this movie.
It's where he was a high school swim champion, and he joined the Coast Guard to become a swimmer, a rescue swimmer.
Now, back then I wasn't seeing movies that much because...
You would like this one.
I started seeing movies shortly after this. We started going to movies all the time.
Yeah, you would like this one. And, you know, how he has to make some choices, and, you know, he's not sure. One of the things was, you know, he knew he was a good swimmer, and here Ben Randall was his teacher, and he was the current record holder. Well, this guy comes along, and he beats all those records. Okay. You know, and, I mean, it was a really emotionally heavy movie, but I really liked it. I was surprised.
Okay. Well, that works. Okay, let's do this.
And I would see it again if you wanted to see it.
All right, there we go. Now I can stop going between the two because I don't have any more video clips. All right. Well, next week I hope to see Woman in the Window because that looked could be interesting.
Well, you know what else today is? The 3-year anniversary.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until I'm seeing it on Facebook.
It's hard to believe it's only that. But
I know.
That's
That's just, yeah.
All right. All right, here we go. You like Ellen DeGeneres, right?
Yes.
You need to buy this. She's selling her house. Oh, no, you don't need to buy it. She's buying back a house.
Oh, boy.
Ellen DeGeneres buys back her $14.3 million ranch after a bombshell announcement. And this house is unbelievable. You want to talk about having a nice house? That definitely is a nice house. I'll bring it up here. Hold on. Stop it. Hey. I said stop. Stop. Darn it. Now, how do we do this? Do this. There you go. She bought back her Montecito, California ranch for $14.3 million.
Why did she sell it in the first place?
Well, because she's crazy.
Oh,
look at that. Look at that. It'd be neat. That looks like a ranch, a whole ranch.
It probably
look at
was.
that. Her and her girlfriend or whatever wife sold it for $11 million. Several buildings sit on the estate. It spans over 6,700 square feet. I just think it'd be a lot of fun. But if you can't keep up with the bushes and stuff, they would all go for me. Perfect setup for riding horses. I'd let them go for free. Just run free. But it'd be fun. Look at that kitchen. That kitchen is nice.
Uh-huh.
And that bath. And look at that bedroom. That bedroom is bigger than my living room.
Yeah.
Talk about a big...
More windows.
And bigger than my living room. Because my living room, or at least the same size as my living room, I could imagine, I mean, it'd be neat to have a little couch in there. And it's, you know, I lived in a room that was one bed by half a bed wide, and it was a single bed. And that was how I lived. And then when I lived in my van, it was about the same.
That's what I made a walk-in closet out of.
Well, we're not all rich like you.
Who said I was rich?
Richard.
Oh, jeez.
Richard said you were rich. Okay, got to close this window here so I can see. Anyway, it looks pretty nice. And a fitness center. Well, that would have to go. That would be where the band practices or the studio.
Well,
And look
you
at
could consider that a fitness center.
I mean, the place is just really nice. In one bedroom, 2 fireplaces at least.
Wow.
Yeah. Nice news. The purchase comes on the heels of her announcement that she will be ending her daytime talk show. She got a lot of heat over the past year because of the way that people said that she treated them on her show.
I remember that.
Yeah. So, so she's done. And you know, after you do this thing for a long time, you want to do something else. It says here, oh, wait a minute. A look inside all of Ellen DeGeneres' homes, her $450 million real estate portfolio. How much does she got to be worth that she has a $450 million of real estate? She's got to be worth a couple billion, I would think.
Well, we'll find out.
Let's get you working. And the answer is...
her net worth is to be $330 million.
As of 2019.
And an estimated her 2020 earnings to be a whopping $84 million. On top of that, making her estimated 2020 net worth $414 million.
And how much of that, I wonder, is the $450 million real estate portfolio?
Yeah, and it says, meanwhile, estimates DeGeneres' net worth to be, or celebrity net worth to be $490 million.
Well, that means that because you got to include the real estate in that, and they're talking about $450 million real estate portfolio. That means everything she has is in real estate.
Pretty much. I was trying to see if they have a more specific number here.
Do you know how old she is?
Wait a minute.
63.
Wow.
I didn't know that, but makes sense. All right, I want to see her. Let's look at inside of the other homes. Oh, I guess I gotta do this. Stupid things. These ads are going to drive me nuts. Okay. I don't think I did this. Okay. Let's see if I posted already. Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Let's see here. Ellen went with, let's see, to purchase the property. Back in 2017, they paid $7.2 million before flipping it and selling it for $11 million. So they bought it for $7.2, sold it for $11, and now they bought it back for $14.3. So it's a 70-acre. Oh, yeah. The home's located next door to Winfrey's 70-acre estate in the neighborhood that's growing. Also in that list of growing places has Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle was in that neighborhood.
Wow.
Tyler Perry and Rob Lowe live in that neighborhood. So, yeah, might be where I have to go next.
Yep, I'm sure Ellen has a place for you.
No, I want my own place. I wouldn't mind buying that place, but I'd get rid of the horses. I don't have any room for horses.
Well, I'm sure she's got,
It's kind of cool because it looks like a little town of its own, But if I was paying that kind of money for a place, I don't know that I want. I don't know. I would want a place that looks fancy. On the outside, this doesn't remind me of looking fancy. I want a mansion that looks like a
castle.
I would take a castle. It'd have to have solar in it.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know. I just think it's kind of cool. I wouldn't turn this down. I mean, if she offered it to me for free or, $100, I'd do it. So I really actually do like the place. Because I like being out in the middle of nowhere, too, and that's not near people. So if I had the chance. Now, let's see. Let's see if we can see some of these other houses that she owned. Because she owned, I should say owns. I'm assuming she owns these places yet. This is probably just her getaway house or something. See, I would marry her just so that I could divorce her and get half of her property.
I think Portia would have something to say about that.
I would marry her, too.
You bigamist.
That's big of me. Big of me. It's very big of me. But somehow I just think that it would be, it's really obnoxious to have that kind of stuff. But it says Ellen DeGeneres owns $63.3 million in homes.
Wow.
Well, I thought we said that, her $450 million real estate portfolio. It says 63.3 here. And that hasn't put a dent in her earnings. A 63-year-old is calling it quits after 17 years. In that period, she has owned 450. Okay, that makes more sense because I don't think she owns 450 now worth of homes. It says here she's made enough to cover her profits and the cost of her current holdings, and she it's the cost of her current holdings, Rancho San Leandro and Dennis Miller House, both in Monticello, California, which is where Storage Wars is done. So that's kind of cool. It says here she doesn't see herself as a house flipper. She says she loves decorating and even a 2-season home design in 2015 and 2016. The money she makes is incidental. She said, well, come here and clean this house up. And, if you like to decorate. Oh, I tried that once, didn't I? Well, I don't know. Oh, no, she treats her guests pretty bad from what I hear, though. That's the reason why she's getting out is she had all these guests and they were all complaining about her. I'm like, what? She doesn't seem like she would be that kind of person. I mean, when you watch her on television, she seems like a fun person.
Right.
But a lot of people complained about her.
Wow.
The Monterey house has 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, and a dining area, a formal library, a gym, and a terrace with a fireplace. And according to Realtor.com, and the property is one of 2 homes DeGeneres and DeRossi currently own. I guess the Miller house must be the other one. That one was $49 million. And it says on the heels of toxic allocation workplace in 2020, she dropped $49 million in all cash on this 16,000 square foot, extremely private estate spanning 3 lots. It's the second of 2 homes that she and DeRossi currently own. The 4.3-acre estate has been developed by the talk show host and political commentator Dennis Miller over nearly a decade. Man, I didn't think Dennis Miller was doing that well. I guess he does really well for a commentator or for well, I don't know what he is. I mean, he's a political, kind of a political guy, political comedian, I guess. I guess if I did political comedy, maybe I'd make money.
Yeah, but politics can be sticky. I mean,
Hey,
I don't know.
I've been in sticky before.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm always in sticky. I always get in trouble.
Yeah, even when you didn't do anything.
Yeah. Okay, the Barry Schwartz home, $9.9 million. Says Rancho San Leandro isn't the only house Ellen has gone back for. Ellen purchased this 4,000 square foot. Now, keep in mind, this one here is about 32 to 3,500 square feet. So it's a 4,000 square foot house for an undisclosed price in 2005. She sold the house for $10 million.
Wow.
Only to buy it back in 2014 for, how much did she sold it for 10.
She probably bought it back for 11.
She bought it back for 8.75.
Wow.
So she did good on that one. Ultimately, she sold the 5-bedroom, 3-bedroom house. What's a 5-bedroom, 3-bedroom?
I have no idea.
Okay. 5-bedroom, I think that's probably supposed to be bathroom. Because a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom house would make sense. For $9.9 in 2016. So she only made a little bit on that. She only made almost, $2? No, she only made $1 million. Then Adam Levine, she owned one of his houses, $47 million. DeGeneres recently sold a 10,400 square feet, 3 times this house.
Wow.
Okay, that's my kind of house, though. That's the kind of house I want. I want a 10,400 square foot house. It once belonged to Adam Levine. He's a guitar player and okay. I didn't know if you knew who he was.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Okay, for $47 million, making a 2, and the buyer has not been identified. But that would be it. That's a picture of it there. That really looks like it would be a little too close to neighbors, but you get your own tennis court, your own pool. That looks like a pool. Looks like a guest house back there. But the mansion has steel doors and windows and a wide plank reclaimed wood floors. A 2-story foyer. I got a foyer. I got a 1-story foyer. 50-foot living room. Mine is only 40.
Ooh.
So her living room's bigger than mine. With a stone fireplace and white plaster walls. A white dining room with a bar.
Well, you have a stone fireplace in your living room.
I do. A large dining room with a bar, an intimate paneled library, 2 kitchens, a gym, and a theater with a bar. The primary bedroom has 2 large walk-in closets and a luxury bathroom, according to therealtor.com.
Wow.
So, before Levine, it was owned by Will and Grace producer Jason Nidorf, Max Muchnick. And before that, tennis player Pete Sampras. Now, the next one was Ariana Grande's Tudor house. They bought that from her, I guess. That one actually looks nice. Look at this layout here. It looks like it has 2 houses and a little walkway between them.
That would be cool.
Yeah, 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom. Here we go again with 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom. 2 powder room. It's actually an English Tudor mansion. It's 5,500 square feet, so it's small compared to the last one. But they spent $3.6 million in 2020 and sold it to the Thank You Next singer, Ariana Grande, for $6.75 million. So they doubled their profit on that one. So they're, for not flipping homes, they're doing a good job. I don't know if you want to go through all these, but I mean, there's some. Let's not go through all the facts of these. Let's just kind of look at the basics of these. The next one is Salt Hill House, $33.3 million. She purchased it from Shucks Auto Supply heiress Marcia Glazier for $27 million in 2019. Has a pond, a guest house, and an infinity pool, and a cabana.
Ooh.
With a gym.
Cabana.
That's right. This is a 10,700 square foot house. Whew. That would be huge. I can't even imagine 3 times this house.
Yeah. I was just thinking, and it's...
That would be freaking crazy. Gee. Okay. Let's see. Let me see here. That's a really nice house, though. I wouldn't mind having that house because that looks. Look at this bedroom. It's got a ceiling fan, but look at the view in their bedroom.
Oh, I love.
It's really
and think
awesome.
of what that would be like in the winter.
Well, that's California. They probably never get snow or anything.
Oh, that's true.
But look at this. This is the main room, the main living room, and you can again, it's with the coastline, so you get a beautiful little area there.
I could do that. I mean, that would be cool.
I mean, this whole house is really open too. I mean, it doesn't look like there's no walls or anything, so this one's pretty open, but it's kind of cool. And you get says large doors open to a veranda with panoramic vista stretching nearly 50 miles. It just would be really cool to have a place that you could like just look out and just you know, no pressure, just kind of like gaze and look at that. And it would be inspirational for writing too. It'd be really nice to have that kind of thing. So
yeah, you know, where it's quiet and
right. Then there's a Nickelodeon house. They paid $7 million for it. It's like it's a 4-bedroom, 6.5 bathroom house. What in the world do you need 6.5 bathrooms for?
Hey, you never know when you have big families.
Yeah, true. It's got 40 acres in the mountains, and she purchased it for $6.7 million. She sold it. It says it says here it has a I don't even know how to say that, Victrosa invisible wall glass.
What is that?
I don't know. I'd like to see what it is, but maybe that's what it is. It's got these glass windows.
Oh, that
for
would be cool.
The wall. See, looks like there's a pool out there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know that I would want somebody, you know, like looking in.
You probably don't get anybody because that's in a private area.
Yeah, that's
I mean, if
true.
you could see them, they probably aren't doing their job of being not seen. So, let's see. Okay, let me put this into. Wait, that's the one I just did. Just gotta put this in here. Oh, that's what I did. Doggone it, I did that one already then. So there we go. The home has a 2-bedroom guest house and multi-room cabana. So they're big on cabanas. Let's see. Look at the out of the.
That's the vacation getaway, you know, the Copa.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the ocean. That's just a beautiful sight that you can see.
That's what we need. We need that ocean getaway again.
I don't think I can get a lot of work done there. The John Elgin Wolf House in Beverly Hills, $15.5 million. So this is interesting. This kind of looks. I'm not sure how the layout of this is, but looks kind of interesting.
Is that all stone?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
I think it looks pretty cool. But I see these people got to cut the grass on their house. I don't know.
Well, that's what the groundskeeper's for.
Is that what it is?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it looks kind of nice. I would be happy with something like that. Here's the Anthony Gottschmidt house, $35 million, and this is the overhead of it. I guess is this all this area? They got their own.
Oh wow!
Looks like their own tennis court,
Looks
their
like
own
they
swimming
have their
pool.
own zip code.
Yeah, really. This is. I mean, but those houses are all like in communities. I mean, I'm assuming this is all one area, but it may not include this stuff. It may just be this house here and that, or I don't know. It looks like there's no barriers between here, so I'm guessing it's still the same. It says here, DeGeneres purchased this 5,300 square foot Beverly Hills home from famed movie poster designer Anthony Goldschmidt in 2015. What'd she say? Oh, she paid $35 million for that. That's just. Oh no, she sold it for $25 million, and she got. I'm sorry. Wow.
She sold it for
$35 million in 2018 to Sue Gross, who got $1.3 million when she divorced PIMCO co-founder Bill Gates. Wow. So that's a lot. Okay, now this one is really nice too. Take a look at that. Looks like a place you would stay. That looks like a hotel or something because it's all open, has a balcony and stuff. $23
Maybe
million.
That's one of her guest houses.
4,800 square feet. It's a beach house. That's the one I want. I want the beach house. Got the beach. Got the hot tub here. You got the balcony. That'd be really nice. I think I'll buy that.
That's probably a guest house.
I'll buy that one. It's only $18.6 million.
You know,
no,
and I'll
$23
bet
million.
when her and Portia have a disagreement, they can each go to a different house.
A different beach.
Yeah.
It says 4-bedroom, 5.5 bathroom house. Has a cedar shingle roof, contemporary interior and window-lined walls. And it's pretty white, though. I don't know that I want a house that's real white because then they'd see my dirt. So.
Well, it doesn't have to be all white. It could be a different color. I mean, you don't want it real dark.
Right.
You know, maybe like a beige or something would be okay.
Right. Yeah. It says the over 1 acre estate has a guest house, a lighted tennis court, a plunge pool. I don't know what a plunge pool is, and 79 feet of waterfront. It was built in 79.
Wow.
Sold the house for $23 million to makeup tycoon Jamie Kern Lima. Beverly Hills condominium. Now this is crazy because you saw those houses and how much those houses were. Their condominium was almost $12 million.
Okay, a plunge pool is a deep basin excavated at the foot of a waterfall by the action of the falling water. Or another way to describe it is a small, deep swimming pool, typically one filled with cold water and used to refresh or invigorate the body after a sauna.
Okay.
So it's like
I've
you
never
come
heard
out
of
of the sauna and you're really hot, and then all at once you jump into the ice-cold water.
Huh. It says this acquisition was the only one we found where the comedian and real estate mogul lost money. Holy cow, look how big this is. She purchased 2 adjacent condominiums at the Beverly Hills or Beverly West Tower, and for a combined $13.2 million in 2014. And it says here, and she combined. Okay, so it says in Los Angeles for a combined $13.2 in 2014. She offloaded them for $11.85 in 2017. So she lost like $1.3 million. But it's really nice. I mean, those are. I never imagined a condominium looking that nice. So, looks like a nice kitchen too. Look at that, those stoves and stuff. That looks really cool.
Does it come with the staff?
No, probably not. I would imagine not. But that condominium is 4,158 square foot for one of them, and the other one was 3,800 square feet.
Oh, I could do that.
That's like this house for one of them would be that size. So that tells you how big it is. $34 million for the Wallace Frost house. It's 8,300 square feet and has 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a media room.
Wait a minute.
Multiple
One thing
libraries,
I've never
and a guest room.
understood. Okay, like you're saying it has 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms.
Right.
I can see a bathroom for each bedroom.
Right.
But why would? Oh, I guess that would be the main bedroom or the main bathroom to have an extra one.
Well, you have one for each bedroom,
but then,
and another one that everybody uses for, like if you have company over. So.
Well, it makes sense.
I mean, geez, it's.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I'll give you that.
She
one.
bought it for $26 million in 2013, and sold it for $34 million. Gee, she is a really mogul. She really is moving and shaking and moving. Brody House, $55 million. And it says here, 12,000 square foot house was built for modern art collector Frances Brody and her husband. And it says here, what is it, 12,500 square feet.
Wow.
That's what? That's four of these houses.
When you say that, I'm thinking stacked up and we need an elevator.
She purchased the house for $40 million and sold it for $55.
I think you need an elevator, Mike.
Look at that. Look at that. That stairwell is real nice.
Now that's
everything.
what I call red carpet.
Yeah, that's really nice. How many places we got to go yet here?
Yeah, we don't need to go through all of them.
Yeah, let's move on. But let's just say she has a little bit of money.
Just a little.
She's okay. She's not hurting. She doesn't need her stimulus check. So, yeah, this is the next story is a little weird. Biden, people like Biden. Some people like Biden. Okay, but Biden is kind of creepy to me. I mean, he already has been. He's digging us a hole that I don't know how we're going to get out of it because he's giving this money away and all that. Anyway, he was doing a speech.
Okay.
And he says, President Biden raised eyebrows Friday when he went off the prompter during a speech he gave to military families ahead of Memorial Day weekend. While speaking to the troops and their loved ones at Joint Base Langley Eustis in Virginia, the president appeared to give a shout-out to a young daughter of a veteran who also addressed the crowd. Now, here's what he said. I love those barrettes in your hair. Man, I'll tell you what, look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old sitting there like a little lady with her legs crossed. That is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
He's like, what I say, the oldest president that we've had or something like that. And that's just a little, he shouldn't be addressing.
That is creepy.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
I mean, I don't think Trump would say anything like that.
Well, Trump would say something worse.
Yeah.
He would invite her out, but at least you got creepy with Trump. So that's just another one of those things. Okay, then we got. All right, the next one. Okay, so did you watch Friends? Are you a Friends fan? Did you not ever watch it? Or
I didn't watch it all the time, but maybe here or there.
I watched it a little bit when they were on. They are having this thing on Showtime where they're doing a reunion show and all kinds of stuff. And it's funny because I've got a whole bunch of articles about Friends this week. China censors Friends.
Wow.
Now, why?
Well, Friends are good to have.
Yeah, well, the censoring is they don't like anything dealing with, they censored Lady Gaga, who was on the show. They censored Justin Bieber, who was on the show. They censored anything with LGBTQ references. I thought that was kind of interesting, that they don't want anyone to think that there's gay people, I guess. I found that interesting. Just kind of interesting because it says those watching the much anticipated Friends cast reunion special in China got a different, shorter experience than was aired elsewhere. Viewers in China were treated to a censored version of HBO Max hour and 44-minute reunion of the sitcom. I said HBO, I said Showtime, it's HBO, which lacked guest appearances from Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, K-pop supergroup BTS, or references to the LGBT community, or urine. So they don't talk about urine either. It says the three Chinese streaming platforms with broadcast rights for Friends, the reunion, IQIYI, Yuko, and 10% Video, all aired different versions. And the IQIYI YI version was the shortest with at least 6 minutes cut out, followed by 10% videos with approximately 5 minutes, and then Yuko's, which cut about 4 minutes of footage. So, it's just kind of funny because you would think that Friends would be kind of the they're not a dangerous thing. It's not like you're seeing people shoot people and stuff. It's
Right.
just it's a comedy. But it says here for Gaga, who performed the cafe tune "Smelly Cat," which was a running joke for the show, is that what was her name? Used to be the musician of the group. I can't
See,
think of her name.
I never really watched it that much.
Well, anyway, I can't think of her name. Oh, what's her name? But anyway, Lady Gaga did a cafe tune, "Smelly Cat," that Lisa Kudrow also is known for. I can't think of her name. Phoebe. Phoebe was her name.
Okay.
And she was a musician of the group. And it says in the special, the controversial incident meeting with the Dalai Lama in 2016, an act which Chinese authorities considered support for Tibetan separatism, leading to her being banned from touring in China. So they wouldn't let Lady Gaga on the show, or they wouldn't show the version with Lady Gaga on the show, because Lady Gaga showed support for the Tibetan separatism, and so she was banned from ever being in China. To me that's funny, but apparently not funny to the Chinese. Bieber, meanwhile, is banned for bad behavior. BTS became controversial in the country after the boy band's leader made comments about the Korean War, which stoked anger at the Chinese social media. So it says that they have a huge fan base in China. I would have never guessed that. But
so I'm guessing that they probably have somebody translate in Chinese?
I would imagine they probably have subtitles, or they probably have them overdubbed. I don't know.
Okay.
But they also, a lot of people in countries like that speak English. So, they take English as a second language, and like overseas, you don't just speak one language.
No,
unless you're British. But I mean, they cross, fields all the time. They're always out there. So, then, let's see here. Lady Gaga's "Smelly Cat Doesn't Stink," according to this. And so now I know. And that's where Lady Gaga actually was playing along with her. There she is. And I'm trying to remember how it went. It went like "Smelly cat, smelly cat," and she just always kept doing that. That was her big song her big original. Maybe Ken and I should do that.
Yeah, but I think they took that from the Big Bang Theory because
no, Big Bang Theory wasn't around then.
Because didn't Sheldon? He did this.
I've never watched the Big Bang.
He would always have this song about being sung to sleep where it was like kitty cat. I forget how it goes.
They stole it from these guys then, because Friends was out long before there. It says here, dressed in colorful Phoebe garb, Lady Gaga gave Friends character hit song the star treatment. Gaga joined Lisa Kudrow, who's now 57. I didn't know she was that old. I guess that was my group. I mean, I guess that was my age group there. On the famous yellow couch on Central Perk to honor the wacky and wonderful world of Phoebe. Thank you for being the person for all of us on Friends who was. I'm not sure if this was the right way to say it, but it's different. One or the one who is really herself. And again, covering Smelly Cat. So just kind of funny when you think about it, that was just, and the Chinese people didn't get to see it because separatism. Never heard that word before. If you want to think about it, this is I was reading this. There's 8 times, at least, that Friends could have been canceled if it was out today.
Really?
The world's changed, and I'm going to tell you why. It's really interesting how our society's changed a lot. Like, you could do this then, and you can't do that now. One of the things, fat shaming. I just saw the one thing in here where Chandler's sister, I think it was Chandler's sister. I'm trying to think if they were. I think they were brother and sister, weren't they? I don't remember. Anyway, here's some of the reasons why they would have been canceled. Chandler's transgender dad. They would have probably canceled it because of the way they handled it. They didn't handle it with sensitivity. They always made fun of him because he's transgender. That's one thing they would just definitely would have been it. In that episode, Charles Bing, whose stage name is, this is a great name for a
stripper?
Well, I was going to say a transgender person, but it would be a great name for not transgender person, but what do they call the
cross-dresser?
Not cross-dresser. The exotic dance. The people that go out on stage and do it.
The exotic dancers?
Not the exotic.
What are they trying to do?
Drag.
Drag. The drag.
That's
okay.
What. It's different because drag's different from transgender,
right.
different from cross-dresser.
Right.
Because the drags go to the extent of overdoing it. They do it on purpose. Anyway, Chandler's dad's stage name. This is the greatest stage name. Helena.
Basket.
Handbasket.
I knew it.
No, you didn't. You said basket.
Yeah,
it's
close
handbasket.
enough.
I just think it's funny because, back then it was okay because, people just laughed at transgenders and cross-dressers. But now it's a little more sensitive. So that would be an issue for today. Homophobia among the guys. It says considering. Now, this is the funny part. It's set in Greenwich Village, which of all places is a gay place.
Yeah.
And there are some startling moments which it could be viewed as insensitive to the gay community. It says Carol, which was Ross's ex-wife and mother to a son, is a lesbian. Well, I mean, that's okay, but the fact is the punchline through the show of season 2, the one with the lesbian wedding, they're kind of not very sensitive about, that kind of thing. Yes, Ashley got it right. It was.
That's because she already heard us discuss
it.
Yes.
That's okay. I'll give her credit. Later in the show, Ross freaks out over Ben, who is the son, playing with a Barbie doll. That could be a problem today. Back in my day, it would not be good to watch. Back in my day, if you didn't have G.I. Joes, you were considered, Anyway, there are other
what happened to equality?
Well, it's equal now.
Yeah.
I'm saying back then. Did you play with G.I. Joes?
No.
Okay. Well, I didn't play with Barbie dolls. Although Barbies had some pretty cool accessories. They had the cool cars.
Of course.
And all we had was Jeeps and stuff. And I wanted the convertible.
I could see Barbie in a commando.
I wanted a convertible. I wanted the convertible, not pink, but I wanted a convertible like that. Later on, it says here. There are gay jokes among the season 2, the one with the baby on the bus, where Joe and Chandler are mortified when they're mistaken for Ben's 2 dads while babysitting him, and so they were there and they had the son there and they mistaken them for the dads when they weren't, and they were all probably freaked out. Fat Monica. They were fat-shaming Monica.
Wow.
You can't do that today.
No, because it would hurt somebody's feelings.
That's right. And so.
Take them to court and get emotional damage.
That's right.
Yeah, there we go.
The show is similarly callous against Ugly Naked Guy. That's Monica and Rachel's neighbor, who the group spies on regularly. They take privacy violations one step further when they fashion a giant poking device to thread through his window and poke him in order to see if he's napping or dead.
Should I do that to you? Poke you? No, I know you're alive.
I'm barely alive. Let's see here. Joey's Hansy Taylor. In season 2, the one with Ross's new girlfriend, Joey sends Chandler to his longtime tailor, Frankie. Chandler comes back horrified, saying Frankie was cupping parts of his body that needed no alteration. So, these are all things that are, and then it says here, putting it bluntly, about half of Joey's dialogue jokes are about the female form, and the commentary would no longer make it to air. So, though he's not the only fellow on Friends to have cringeworthy, piggish comments, in the one with Rachel's book during season 7, Ross impersonates a masseur to give an attractive client a massage, which is not only remarkably creepy, but also illegal as well. So, says Ross's incest plot. You couldn't do that. Says here, the one with Ross and Monica's cousin. Oh, Ross and Monica. Ross and Monica. Maybe Ross and Monica. Yeah, Ross and Monica. Ross and Monica were brother and sister? Oh, then it wasn't Chandler. Oh, that's right. Chandler dated Monica for a while. That's what it is. I knew one of them was brother and sister. I just had to think about which one it was. She decides to stay with Ross after admitting, let's see, this is the cousin. Ross, after admitting that the engaged Chandler stares a lot, something Ross also promptly does during slow-motion montage of Cassie whipping her hair. Later, they're both seen on the couch drinking wine. Ross idyllically lunges a kiss to kiss Cassie. When she calls him out, he justifies the incestuous move with the fact that he hasn't had sex in a long time. So, and then, well, that's pretty much. I mean, that's the. Oh, and of course in New York, it's set in New York, and they only had white people.
Yeah.
And they never had traffic. And
we know that.
That's really hard to believe that they wouldn't have traffic. So anyway, that's some of the things that would have get them canceled today if it were. All right. And there was one injury that was on the show that they didn't ever show that he was actually injured on the show. First off, do you know who was injured?
No.
Okay. Joey was injured.
Oh.
He took a bump.
He took a bump.
He took a bump. Well, he wasn't supposed to take a bump like that, but he took a bump. Much like my mom talked about the bump I took when I was a kid. I don't know if you heard her when she was talking about that. I totally forgot about that.
Or some of the ones that you took in wrestling.
Yeah, well, she never saw any of those. So, but anyway, so it says here, in the harrowing incident that was kept hush-hush for decades, 1996 episode of Friends took a turn when Matt LeBlanc took a cringe-worthy fall while filming, and paramedics had to rush him to the hospital because of excruciating pain. Much of the show it says here, let's see if it's, okay. In one scene, roommates Chandler and Joey fight over a chair. During the War of the Nitwits, Joey runs and jumps into it to claim it for himself, this chair. And that's when things went bad, because the chair won. I somehow tripped and my shoulder came out of the socket.
Why do I hear a song out of this?
Yeah.
I fought the chair and
the chair won. To make matters worse, they were shooting a bottle episode, meaning one that was set entirely in one location, in this case, Monica and Rachel's apartment, and required all the main stars at all times. And, of course, he got hurt. So. But, yeah, that's something that I never knew, but I don't know if I even saw that episode, but it was a long time ago.
And it's funny, when these actors get hurt in real life, a lot of times they have to have their injury written into the script somehow. It's like some of the female actors, when they become pregnant,
oh, well, yeah.
And then they have to do certain camera angles and hide things, especially if the pregnancy's not written into the script.
Well, what are they going to hide? They just say they're
behind
fat.
a couch.
They're just fat.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work that way.
All right. I spoke a little bit about Trump, but I was only talking about Trump because I was talking about Biden. I'm not sure about this guy sometimes. I think Trump did a lot better than Biden's doing, but I got to give him his digs.
Yeah.
Because this is crazy. First off, Trump's back.
Of course.
What his entry means for 2024, guess what?
I saw that headline, and I got to thinking, you know, okay, we had Trump for 4 years.
Yep.
Now we've got Biden for 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's say Biden makes mistakes.
Oh, he has.
You know,
He's making
yeah.
mistakes. He's putting our country in major
Right.
debt.
And it's going to, you know, I kind of wondered how Trump would handle it if he wins the next election and he has to go back and fix Biden's mistakes, who may or may not think he fixed Trump's mistakes.
Well, I mean, they have totally different opinions of how things need to be run.
Right.
Trump is a businessman. He's going to try to fix the country and not spend money. See, this is a simplistic way of saying it. Conservatives
Yeah.
are trying to fix the country a different way. They're trying to build businesses and trying to make our country stronger. Democrats like to give money away and put us further in debt.
Okay.
Well, at least in this case.
Okay.
And it's scary how far in debt they're trying to push us. And I'm very concerned about this. I mean, but he's basically this is so weird to think about, but the amount of votes that he lost by are so few. And if things had been done the right way, and generally write-in votes have to be in by, I don't remember what the date is, but what they did was they screwed Trump by allowing the votes to be counted after that time. And he only lost by 44,000 votes when it comes down to the whole thing. If he had those 44,000 votes, when he was winning clearly, if you dropped that hammer where it was supposed to be, he would have won, because he was winning by at least 500,000 votes in each place. But because they didn't do that, well, anyway, so a lot of the Republicans are still backing him, and I don't know what's going to happen, but it does concern me a little bit, and I don't know what the right answer is. But here's the other weird thing. This is the part that I was telling you, that he's saying some things that are really bizarre. This makes me not want to back him. He says he's going to be reinstated in office by August.
Does he know something you don't know?
Well, I would think he does, but I don't think that this is going to happen.
Maybe he means August 4 years from now.
No, it usually happens in January. So, says
maybe I don't know.
Says here, after former President Donald Trump's first security advisor Michael Flynn appeared to express support for the coup in the United States, Trump himself has been baselessly asserting that he will be back in the White House this year. Maybe made an appointment to go into the White House just to visit.
Yeah.
If that's the case, we're okay.
You know, he'd be back in by August.
But I don't believe in having this coup to take over the government. That's not the way it works, and that's not the way it should work. It should work the way the system should work.
Maybe he has an appointment to sit down with Biden and say, dude, look, this is how I think you should do it.
That's never going to happen.
Well, okay.
Never, ever going to happen.
It was a shot in the dark.
But, okay, so here is, let's see, is this it? No, wait, is this where did I read the 44,000 votes? It was something. The reporting so it should happen. He claimed later he was misquoted, and there is no reason whatsoever for any coup in America. I do not have any time called for any action of that sort. Okay, well, that's good. But there was one of these two articles talked about the 44,000 votes. But I don't. Oh, here it is. Okay. Trump lost by the popular vote by more than 7 million last year, and the Electoral College by 306 to 232, which he had led 4 years earlier, but he got more votes than any other Republican in history. That's just weird to think about. Any other Republican in history, he got more votes. And it would have been, it says here, and it would have taken fewer than 44,000 votes spread across the swing states of Georgia, Arizona, and Wisconsin to reverse the outcome. So that's kind of crazy when you think about it. But in the same sense, if you think about it, when he won against Hillary, it was just the opposite. So he got what he gave, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see in 4 years.
I'm going to be all over this.
And
Definitely watching very carefully what's going to happen to this, because I don't know. I don't even know who I want. Nowadays, it's like it's a crapshoot as to who's going to.
Biden's just getting started, so maybe he'll turn things around. You don't know.
He's spending trillions and trillions of dollars on stimulus so that people won't go back to work. You know, think about this. How much can you get paid to go doing a McDonald's job now?
About $12 an hour.
Okay, and a friend of mine who is hiring people is trying to get people at $18 an hour and can't get people to work because they're getting more money on unemployment.
Yeah, I have a friend who's the general manager of the McDonald's here on Front Street.
That's just crazy.
And she said the store is in bad shape. She needs people to work.
And nobody wants to work. Everybody's
I understand about making more money staying at home, but yet...
Well, that's what they're going to do.
You know, but then you think about it, the ones who were legitimately, you know, not working and filed for unemployment and stuff, there's such a backlog with that I hear they're trying to get all these processed and whatnot, but yet they're still waiting on money. And, you know, let's say for example, you know, I lost my job and I applied for unemployment.
Okay. You lost your job and you applied for unemployment. I just said it.
Okay.
You said that. Say it.
But hypothetically, okay.
Well, let's say it happened.
And
it did happen. So that's really.
Well, what I'm getting at is, it used to be where if you applied for unemployment, you got your first payment within like 3 to 4 weeks, and you know, if someone like me whose the only income was their job, and they lost that, they'd have no way to pay their bills. No. You know, what are the utility companies going to do? You know, when you call and say, well, I lost my job, I'm waiting for unemployment.
Well, that's the
whole
article.
Too bad, so sad, and click.
That's an article I did not put in my notes. I was going to do that. How many people are going to lose their homes in the next 30 days? I didn't. I should have put it in here because now that we're talking about it, it would have made perfect sense. But that was one of the things that. All right. I'm assuming you didn't watch Ninja last night.
No, I didn't, because I didn't get home till.
I'm gonna.
9 o'clock.
Okay, I'm still gonna do this.
Do it anyway, because then I'll watch it.
So Ninja Warrior debuted last night, and they debuted it with a different thing. They now can be 15.
Nice.
And I'll tell you what, the 15-year-olds did really good job. And I remember watching them on the junior, and I was like, wow. The one kid, I can't think of his name. He's a black kid. He's 15. And I remember him I remembered his name, but he didn't look at all like he did what he was doing junior, because he is so much taller. This kid, he was so good. He just, the first kid that made it through the whole course. The first person who made it through the whole course was like a 16-year-old.
Wow.
These kids are crazy. They're so good. The girls and the boys. And the girls, they've got some guns on them, too. This one girl, she's like 15 or 16, and she's like 5 foot tall. And when she did her muscles, you could see her biceps. These girls, I mean, when I was a kid, girls didn't have muscles. They didn't. They were all, I don't want to say this word, but
they were feminine.
Yeah, well, okay, that'll work. That wasn't the word I was going to say. Girly.
Feminine.
They were, but they were like, it's so neat to see these girls and boys that are that young doing these courses and doing it just well. I'm going to tell you, one of the things you're not going to like.
Which one of my favorites?
This one here.
Flex.
Daniel Gill.
Oh.
He didn't make it.
Oh. He was having an off night.
That's a wrong time to do it. Well, I won't say he was eliminated, but I'll tell you he didn't make. They said he never not made it on a qualifying course.
Wow.
Guess what? He didn't make it on a qualifying course, but he made it on time. So he'll make it to the next level. But where he fell, a lot of people were falling.
Wow.
Actually, no. He fell at a place that, yeah. A lot of people fell at that place, but I didn't expect him to fall there because he's so good at what he does.
Even the best have
Yeah.
off
Oh,
nights.
yeah.
You know that.
Well, another person went out too. I don't know if you want to know.
You might as well.
Kid. He went out on
Kid Hawaii.
He went out on the first. I think the first or second thing, and everybody was shocked. He was going through this, and what had happened was he likes to do it fast.
Well, yeah.
He was doing it fast, except he
Lost balance.
The split thing that they have now. I think it's the third thing. You have a choice of going one way or the other.
Okay.
The left side is dominoes. You have to run across the dominoes, and the right side is a log roll.
Oh.
And a lot of people, they took some nasty spills on that. I was scared for some of those
I heard
people.
it was supposed to be a lot harder.
Oh, I loved it though. But I think maybe 4 people actually qualified through the whole thing.
Well,
I mean, that made it through. I shouldn't say qualified. A bunch of them qualified, but only 3 of them made it, or 3 or 4 of them made it.
I think I have it recorded. If not, I'll watch it tomorrow night after I get home.
It's really exciting. I really enjoyed it. They had the shrinking steps, the overpass. The overpass is a new one. Split decision. You have to choose between the domino effect and the spinning log. Tipping point, which is this thing here, where you you climb up this thing, and then as you climb up, it locks it in.
And then you have to
and
go
then you
across.
You got to turn around.
Yeah, I think they called it the dungeon or something before.
Well, it's a tipping. Yeah, it's tipping point is the name of it this time. V formation and the warped wall. One of the kids, only one person tried to make the mega wall, and he didn't make it.
Was it a kid?
It was one kid. Yeah,
Wow.
only one person tried though last night. And so I love this show. The show's awesome. It shows, that's one thing it'll tell you. I mean, I was thinking about this last night. These guys, the average height is probably 5'7".
Okay.
For women, it's 5 to 5'2". And so there you have a different type of athlete because it doesn't pay to be heavy because you're spending a lot of time with your upper body.
Right.
And so it was really interesting to watch them. They were really good. They actually worked hard last night, and actually I won't go through this because this tells you how everybody went out.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Which one was it? The kid, what's his face?
Hawaii.
Yeah, he went out on the spinning log.
Oh.
So I won't tell you about all the other ones, but I'll tell you I was enjoying it, but it was just scary because you want to cheer them all on, and they all are doing so good, and these kids are just eating it up. I'm wondering where these kids are going to be in 10 years because I mean they're that good at 16 or 15. Where are they going to be at 25? So it was really fun. What's that?
It's just something somebody.
Who is that? Do you know that?
Yes, I know who that is.
Okay, well, he friend requested me.
Yes, I know who it is.
I don't know who he is.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
My Michael.
Oh, okay. That's why. I was like, I know that name. I thought I knew him from wrestling. For some reason. Oh, I know who it is. I know who I think he was, who I thought he was. Pam used to date a guy that was similar to that name. And I was trying to figure out who he was. So now I know. All right, well, that's good.
That's my Michael.
All right. Hi,
You're
Mike.
my Mike, and that's my Michael.
Hi, Mike.
Michael.
I'm Michael.
No, you're my Mike, and that's my Michael.
Well, I'm Michael, so I'm calling him Michael.
Here we go
so,
again.
Whatever you do, I don't care what you call him. I'm just telling you what I call him. All right, did I do this yet?
You'll always be my Mike.
I did do this. Okay. I'm not going to go into detail because you haven't seen it yet, but it is really, really, really good, and it kept me on my feet. So, really exciting. Then, I found it interesting. I'll do this one first. Okay, and then I'll jump into the other one. I'm a fan of Storage Wars.
Right.
And they started to show up again, except there's one big difference now. Well, it's not letting me do this. Why isn't it letting me do this? Well, let me save it. Well, why aren't you letting me save it? It won't let me save it. What's going on? Okay, well, I got to do it this way.
Tired of you doing it.
I got to do it the other way. Anyway, so Jared and Brandy are no longer a couple. And apparently it was a bad breakup. And apparently, at some point, Jared saw her at a bar or someplace and pushed her, and she either fell or something. They got in a fight. So,
what a way to get your name out there.
well, the thing is,
any publicity.
I've been watching this season, and it's a good show. I've been watching this season, and it's different with them being separated because they're not on the lot at the same time. So I feel bad for them, but hey, Brandy, give me a call. We'll work something out.
Yeah, right. Never mind.
I love Storage Wars. I would go on Storage Wars. I'd like to try to get somebody from that show.
That she would help you, get things done here that you want to get done. She probably would help you.
She would yell at me for spending too much money, and
no, she'd be like, Mike, I can get you this for this, and this for this, and this for this, and she could probably even say, I'd get you maybe
stop.
$300,000 for your Tesla.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to probably confirm what you were saying. Danny Coker.
Yes.
Every time he buys a car for resale, he wants to keep it. Well, that would be me. We bought this locker to sell, but I'm going to keep everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Why I don't why I don't go to auctions anymore, because I don't want to go through that anymore. I got too much stuff as it is. I'm clearing the stuff out. I'm doing my best to.
Hey, I'll let you hire my gay ex-husband to help you. I mean, my gay husband.
I'm telling you, if you talk to him, I will pay him, and
I will talk to him.
I just want to get things straightened out. I want to get this area straightened out. I want to get the studio done so that I can invite people into the studio.
All right. Let me talk to him.
This is really the last priority. I mean, the first priority is finishing the living room and stuff like that. But
I'll see what he's working tomorrow. As far as what his schedule is.
Tomorrow I got a lot of errands
I know, but
to
I'm
run.
saying it won't be tomorrow anyway. But I want to see what his schedule for next week is, or if he has any idea.
What I'm planning on doing is, tomorrow I'm doing something with my sister.
Right.
I'm probably going to buy a vacuum. I need to get a new vacuum. I could fix the vacuum, but I will just get another one. It's just.
And how many do you have here that you haven't even used?
One.
Really?
I got rid of all of them.
I'm proud of you.
The one I got is the one I could fix, and I might end up fixing, but I kind of want to get. I like that one because it's really strong and stuff, but I want one that's more modern, one that you can take, like the one I had when Lisa was here. I got this. She got this really nice Shark vacuum, and you push a button and you take the whole thing out, and then you dump the whole thing out and you put it back in. It's just click, click, and you're done. The one that I have left, you have to pop the two sides off, and then when you take it off, it spills stuff all over the place. I want to get something that's modern enough that I don't have to do that. And
then you would like the one I have.
Ollie's has a sale on Dirt Devil and Hoover, and they're both $90. So
I work across from Ollie's.
I know. I'm going to be out that way tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to be out that way tomorrow for a couple hours because I got to do some stuff with my sister, and then we're going to go eat.
Well, then you better wave to me when you're out there.
I'll just go like this. I don't know where you're at. I know about where you're at, but I don't know where you're at.
Hey, I told you where I was.
I know, but I'm going to be at Ollie's, and that's far away.
No,
that's
right
real far away. It's like
because I told you when you were telling me how to go the back roads. I said Sheets is right at the end of the block that I work on. There's Sheets, and then there's the Harley Davidson, and I'm right there.
Anyway, I am going to possibly do that tomorrow. Get a new vacuum. So I think it'll be a good idea because, that vacuum's probably 10 years old. Well,
like the one I have
maybe I got
downstairs, you can pop the container off, dump it, and then put it back.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to get something like that. The one I have now,
I think mine's a Bissell, though.
Yeah, they have I think they have Dirt Devil and I think it's a Hoover. I want to say it's a Hoover. It might be a Bissell. It might be a Bissell.
Yeah,
actually.
mine's a Bissell.
Well, I know yours is a Bissell, but the one that I want to look at is it might be a Bissell. Anyway, so I'm going to probably end up. Did I do this yet?
Yes.
I already did this on this?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there they are.
Okay.
I just don't remember. I never remember things anymore.
Oh, I know
is it
that.
here, too?
That's why I'm here.
Oh, yeah, good, good. All right, so. All right. So that's that one.
But depending on what time you're out there, maybe you and I can have lunch together.
Like going to be late.
Oh.
You know me, I'm going to sleep until
Yeah,
whenever.
that's true.
Okay, this is, all right, so I'm thinking how am I going to do this? All right, so how about if you made $30,000 a year selling this product, and you got sued for selling this product because you're not supposed to be selling this product? How much?
Can I ask what product? Or
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Okay, it's ROMs. You know what a ROM is? Probably not. Okay, ROM stands for read-only memory, but
Right.
but most of the video games are stored on ROMs. They're stored on chips. And you would just take, if you bought an Asteroids machine, you would, if you had a problem with the chip, you would take the chip out, put another chip in, you'd be back up in business.
Okay.
Well, what they did was they made these ROMs for old video games you can't buy anymore.
Oh.
That you could play on your computer. You use an emulator, and you could play it on your computer. You could play it on the
So bring back the old video games.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
modernize it into.
Correct.
Okay.
So then
okay.
I could play on my television upstairs Mario Brothers.
Okay,
Or whatever
I'm following you.
game it is, Joust, whatever game it is.
Donkey Kong.
You could
Pac-Man.
any of those, yeah. So the guys were selling those ROMs online because somebody got a hold of them and they were selling them online. So this company got sued, and they were sued. They made $30,000 a year. They now owe Nintendo $2.1 million.
Well, they're going to be broke for a while.
They're done, and that was his part-time business. And the thing is that he was doing it like all the pirates were, and Nintendo took him down and took him down major because they set an example of them guys. So they now. I don't know how it all works, but I mean $2.1 million. He only made $30,000 a year on that stuff. So not only did he lose, he lost big time on that stuff. So
You see, this is why you should never do anything illegal.
He's still in the air. He's been. I've been. You know, he usually quits early. What happened was.
Well, your phone's been playing it.
No, I think I turned it off.
Oh,
Yeah, I turned it off a long time ago. What happened was Kit Boga is a streamer on Twitch, and he was doing a show that started around. Well, it's supposed to start 11. What happened was he did a show from about 11 to 12, and then what happened was they had a problem with Twitch where it just shut off, and he had no stream. So he's doing a makeup stream. So he's still here. It is at 9:20. He's usually done by 5 or 6 when I'm because he never is on when I'm on.
Right.
So I love this guy's show. He does so much with scammers and stuff that he does a great service. So.
Well, I did. Yeah, I know. I told you, and we talked about this.
I want to say something before you do that.
Okay.
I'm noticing that today.
Yeah.
YouTube is showing that we have a lot of people playing back the show
Yay!
while we're concurrent viewers. We actually have people listening to the show. That's hard to believe. That's good. I probably should put the chat room up there too, so I can see what they're talking about if they're talking about something.
Well, I didn't know YouTube had a chat room.
Yeah, they do. There's something that we can do in the future where I can roll the chat rooms into one chat room eventually.
Okay.
I got to figure out how it works, but I want to do that.
Okay.
Anyway, Kit Boga is one of my heroes because he does a service against scammers, and I like. There was one guy that recently asked for a friend request on Facebook, and
Yes.
I looked at it and I thought, I know this guy's name, I think, and it's actually I can tell you who it is, and it turned out to be I think it's a, well, no, I know it's a scammer. His name is Milliken
Yes.
Charles Jeffrey.
Yep. I saw that too.
He sent me a friend request. I
'Cause I got
approved
it
him.
too.
I approved him, and his first. This is I haven't chatted with him yet. His first chat to me is, "Hey, thumbs up," and it says, "You got Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle?"
Yeah.
Well, he cuts
As
right
soon
to
as
the
that,
chase.
I was blocked.
He cuts right to the chase.
Yep.
I'm gonna mess with him.
Oh, geez.
Hey, if he wants to, I'm gonna say, "Boy, you cut right to the chase, didn't you?"
Well, I think we talked about this one time where Ashley and her boyfriend, they were scammed because they were looking to rent a house.
Okay.
And here they had to put $3,000 out. Well, when they found out it was a scam, they contacted the police, and the police did their investigation, and they are getting back almost all the money
I'm shocked.
they lost.
I'm really shocked about that.
Yes.
That they should be thankful because
Yes.
that doesn't happen very often.
That is true. I mean, I was glad to hear that. I mean, people are out there, and if you're
they're all out
very, I'm going to say naive, you have to be careful.
I got this guy. His name is Brasher Cohn. Is his name?
Okay.
That's been talking to me lately, and his English is so bad. He's saying he's living in Tennessee and has a restaurant in Tennessee called Brasher's Place. I searched for Brasher's Place. There's no Brasher's Place.
Wow.
And I knew he wasn't anyway. I knew he was Nigerian. It was only a matter of time because his language is so bad. It doesn't even make sense, his sentences. He's using a translator, and you know how translators work. They aren't exact.
Right.
Anyway, when I started calling him out on it, I called him out on it because he said, all I have to do is see, I know Yoruba. Yoruba is a Nigerian language.
Right.
And I've talked to enough scammers to know certain key words. And first time he put Alaya, A-L-A-Y-E. That is a term.
That's a no-no.
That I called him out on it. I said about it's funny because you keep saying you're from Tennessee or whatever I said, but yet they don't speak Yoruba down there. And then he said something else and said another term that I recognized. And I said, there you go again. He said, I'm not in Nigeria. I'm from, Australia. I said, that's not Australian. They don't speak Yoruba in Australia.
Wow.
And I went off on the guy, and he stopped. He ended up calling me, what was the word he used? He said I was he said I was a dumbass something or other. I said, I'm not very dumbass if I figured out that you're Yoruba.
Wow.
I just think it's hilarious. But anyway, this guy here got, what he did was, it says here, September 2019, Nintendo filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles against Matthew Storman over his operations of ROM Universe, which offered prominent downloads of Nintendo Switch scene ROMs. Now, they aren't so much picking on people that are doing stuff like from the 80s, because nobody cares about those games anymore. But this guy's doing Nintendo Switch stuff, and that's new stuff, and people aren't really worried about those old ROMs, but the Switch stuff they are. And this guy set it up so that it says here, Storman has admitted in 2019 the site made up the bulk of his $30,000 to $36,000 a year of income. This included direct revenue from the sale of premium unlimited accounts for $30 a year, provided that provided users with faster downloads and no limits. By the time Storman signed a September 2020 agreement with Nintendo to shut the site down, he was deriving $800 a month. Yet think about that, $800 a month. Now he owes $2.1 million. According to court documents, Storman's income is now derived primarily from unemployment and food stamps. In a motion for dismissal, Storman invoked the safe harbor harbor protections of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, arguing that he was just a neutral service provider for users sharing files. He also pointed out that he agreed to Nintendo's DMCA takedown requests in the past. During the deposition, though, Nintendo got Storman to admit that he had uploaded Nintendo's copyrighted ROM files himself. Oops. Obliterating any attempts of safe harbor claim. Which what it means is, do you remember back in the days of the share file, the file sharing programs? You may not have even realized that it happened around the 90s. There were like BearShare, and it was what was the big one? The big one was there was a music share filing,
like Napster?
File sharing. Napster, a lot like Napster, except that they did it with video games. So basically, if he had not said that he uploaded it, then he would say he had no idea what was being shared with people. But he knew what was being shared because he uploaded the stuff himself. So he kind of screwed himself there. Storman also angered Nintendo by failing to respect an order to provide communications with its website administrator and data showing how many times each of the pirated video games had been downloaded. In September 2020, Storman said that the data was no longer available, leading to Nintendo to allege that he had destroyed it. I would imagine he probably would, because he was probably trying to save his butt. But it says here that Nintendo sought $4.4 million in copyright damages, or $90,000 each, for 49 games, which the judge lowered to $1.715 million, $35,000 per work. The amount should be sufficient to compensate the plaintiff for its lost revenue. I mean, basically, they're setting a precedence here. And anyone else that's out there doing that, you got to beware. Nintendo's, all these guys, they're, you start messing with the copyrights of these things. I mean, like you can stream movies in your house legally, and video and TV shows legally, but you can't download those things. Because once you start downloading them, you've then stolen them. So that's the law as of this time. Where they say it's illegal, it's really not illegal to stream movies and TV as long as you don't download them. Because you're not the perpetrator. You found this online, you're streaming it. And you're allowed to do that. But
what if you're...
But do not download it.
But what if you pay for it or you want to watch it later?
You can, if I pay Comcast, which I do. I pay Comcast for all the programming I got. And I can download it onto my TiVo.
Okay.
That's legal.
Okay.
But for the streaming services, it's not. And that's why they give you, like, for instance, the Peacock.
Right.
You can stream all the Peacock stuff, and you don't need to download it. You can stream it all. So,
yeah, well, you'll have to come down and show me a lot of stuff because I'm still not quite sure what I'm doing.
I'll tell you, I like the Peacock network because you can watch Storage Wars, as a matter of fact, for free. So.
Yeah, you're going to have to come down and help me with this because right now it's like I know that I can get Pluto TV and I have it on the Star Trek channel, so I'm good.
I didn't know it was a Star Trek channel.
If there's something else I want to watch,
Okay. I saved this for you from last week, because you weren't here.
Right.
How much fuel do airplanes actually burn? And I got this.
A lot.
I don't know. I have not read this because I was waiting for you.
Well, thank you.
But
why? I've never flown.
I don't know. You have to fly to know the information?
Well, I would think.
I've never gone to a library, but I've read a book.
You? Read a book?
I have read a book.
When?
I've read Jerry Lawler's book, Mick Foley's first 2 books. I've read a couple books.
I'm impressed.
Not going to happen a lot. But,
well, yeah, I know because you haven't read Jimmy Valiant.
All right. So for 50 minutes of flight, how much do you think, how many pounds of fuel?
Okay. How big's the airplane?
This one.
That's huge.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to say there probably is about... Oh, God, this is going to be way off.
Oh, believe me, you're not going to be any worse than I was.
75,000 gallons of fuel.
All right. That's not bad. It's actually 50,000 or 5,000 pounds of fuel. 5,000.
Wow.
Would you say 75?
75,000 gallons. So,
Okay. Well, I don't know how many gallons that is. I just know pounds. I asked for pounds.
well, I don't know how to.
Okay, here you go. It says here, let's start with the look at the most famous of jets, the Boeing 747. The Boeing website says that this model with a gas capacity of 63,500 gallons may burn 5 gallons of jet fuel per mile. A 4,000-mile flight would then be 20,000 gallons of fuel. Now,
Okay, so 75,000 gallons equals 10.71 pounds.
Okay, so put 10.70, what's that? 75,000 gallons is 10.71 gallons.
Pounds.
Pounds. 10, what is it again? How many pounds?
10.71. So 10.71. And you said there's how many pounds? 5?
There's 5,000.
5,000 pounds.
Of fuel.
Okay.
So you aren't that far off. You only really, you said 75,000. That's 53.
I'm way off.
Not really. Because I would have been even further off.
Yeah, this would be like millions, I would think.
No, it wouldn't. That's right.
No, because this is
10 pounds per gallon.
Yeah, and that's 5,000 gallons.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You said 75 gallons, right?
No,
or 75,
I said 75,000
so
gallons.
right there's the answer. 7,000 gallons.
For a pound. So it'd be 35,000.
1 pound is 7,000 gallons.
Yeah.
So it'd be 7,000.
So it'd be 35,000, so I was over.
Yeah, but you weren't over by as much as I expected you to be over, or under. Thought you were going to be under by a ton. Thought you were going to say it would be like 10 gallons.
No, I know better than that because my car takes 10 gallons. Well, my car actually takes 11.
Uh-oh,
but...
they say they lost sound. Can you check to see if our sound is still there?
All right, let me check.
Hold on there.
That might be his phone, too.
Probably is, I hope it's his phone. Because, I mean, all the numbers are looking good. I mean, I'm still seeing... What? I can't hear.
I have sound.
Okay, because I couldn't hear it with my headphones on. I was going to say that should be...
I have sound.
Because all the meters are reading, so...
It's probably his phone.
Okay, good. All right, next.
I'll find out on the way home.
Okay. How many airplanes? Okay, so that's it there. And by the way, if he wants to participate,
yeah,
you can bring him in and we'll set him up.
Really?
I don't care.
Okay, because he told me something interesting last night.
What's that?
He said that when he
was really likes me. I know.
Really?
Who doesn't?
Yeah, that's true. No, he said when he was in college, he wanted to actually get into radio.
Oh.
But then he didn't.
Not worth it.
And it's like, he looks at me because I do this with you, and it's like he admires me for it.
Oh, there you go.
And I said, well, when I started out, I said, I really wasn't expecting this, and how it's changed over the years. And
I kind of threw you into it. I said, I'm going to Boston next week. I need you to set up the show and run it without me. And we had all kinds of wrestlers come into the studio. And
yeah, that's true.
All right, well, let us clean the studio up, and maybe we'll do that.
I think he'd love that.
Well, what's not to love?
That's true.
All right.
Then I'd have my Mike and my Michael.
You'd have your Michael.
No, because you're here too.
That's what my name is. Don't wear it out. Now, here's some weird stuff going on in New York. I don't know what's going on, but it's going on weirdly. This woman named Tyler. Tyler, she's 26. She's the second woman to fatally plunge from New York City building in a week. This is so weird that I thought it was the same article, and then I said, wait a minute, this isn't the same article. This is a different article. And so she 26-year-old woman fell to her death from Manhattan fire escape while trying to reach the roof of a 5-story apartment building early Friday. The tragic accident marked the borough's second fall involving a young woman during the past week. Tyler Marie Thorpe of Bronx was visiting a friend who lives in Kips Bay when they decided to climb onto the roof of 237 East 28th Street at 1 a.m. This is the girl here. This girl here. She's so young. I mean, geez, 26. Thorpe apparently fell from the 5th floor fire escape into the courtyard beyond the building, where the cops said she was found unconscious and unresponsive following a 911 call. Paramedics declared her dead at the scene. Just so weird. But that's the first one. I mean, this is the second one, actually. I did the second one first. The first one...
Dude, the first one
which I found second. I found the first one second. Woman plunged to her death climbing between New York City rooftops. And I thought, oh, this has got to be the same girl. And then I looked and saw it's a different woman altogether. And I thought, oh, my gosh, what are these people doing in New York? You're supposed to be staying home.
It used to
See,
be
you can save lives if you stay home. Mm-hmm. The woman is, this is so weird. The woman who plunged to her death trying to climb between rooftops during a birthday party on the East Village has been identified as Cameron Pirelli. Her, with heartbroken family describing her as a true angel, I guess she is now, who wanted to be and do the best she could do in everything. Pirelli was trying to climb between 200 and 202 Avenue A at 3:30 a.m. Nothing good's going to happen after midnight. They both died after midnight. They both died climbing roofs. There's nothing good that's going to happen. But yeah, she when she fell, it says here. I think is this the one? I think this is the one they were having a problem getting her out. Let me see. Yeah, there's the area that she did the climbing at. Wow. It's such a shame. Two really young girls. One was 26. One of them was how old was this girl? This girl
were they drinking?
24.
I mean, they could have been drinking. College.
They probably were. At that age, probably something. I don't know. It's really weird, but it's just such a shame. Really, it really is. So, let's see. Yeah, that was two women in what did they say, a week or something.
Yeah.
That just is crazy. And then, I thought you'd like this especially. Six Flags.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a place I haven't been to in a while.
Yeah, I'm sure you weren't here. Six Flag roller coaster stops mid-ride. 20 of the riders are rescued. Oh man, I can't imagine that happening. I've not been a roller coaster fan, and every time I've done roller coasters, I've really regretted it. It says the riders were in an upright position with water available. But it doesn't look like it was fun at all. I can't imagine.
Nope. I'll keep both feet on the ground.
Yeah, that's not for me. It says here 20 riders were rescued Saturday from the roller coaster that stopped in the middle of the ride at Six Flags Fiesta Texas theme park in San Antonio. The San Antonio Fire Department was called in around noon, and park guests were trapped on the stopped ride. All I can say is better them than me. So I'm not interested in roller coasters anyway, and I don't want to be in a roller coaster that is stuck, especially. All right, then we got, how much do you think people spent over the past weekend?
Okay.
On gas, just gas.
Okay, it's Memorial Day weekend.
Yep, just gas.
Gas is about $3.15 a gallon. Now, are we talking across the whole United States?
Yes. Americans are expected to spend on Memorial Day weekend.
I'm going to say probably about, let's do 56 million.
56 million is the number. Lock it down. Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer. And
Lock it down. Lock it down. Push the button. There you go. All right. The answer is, without going over, you didn't go over. I'll tell you that.
Wow. all.
You didn't go over. It's $4.7 billion on gas.
See, I was even thinking $1 billion was too high.
No, I didn't. I couldn't have imagined this being what it
Wow.
was, but it is $4.7 billion.
Wow.
I can't.
Well, yeah, gas at $3.15 a gallon, and
I-
that's without bonus points.
I don't even remember the last time I was at a gas station.
Yeah, well, we won't go there.
Maybe we should go there. 'Cause,
I'll take you if you really want to go.
no, that's okay. I'm happy not being there. But yeah, that's what it said. Americans are expected to spend roughly $4.7 billion on gas Friday through Monday.
Now
Memorial
think
Day
about
weekend.
it, though. This time last year, everything was on lockdown,
Right.
and we couldn't really go anywhere.
But I did, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I went to Atlantic City.
Uh-huh.
That was so scary because it was empty. It was.
I
there was
know,
nothing. And the casino was. I've never seen a casino empty.
I know, but it's like people weren't, unless they were lawbreakers, they weren't supposed to go traveling, Well, you didn't even spend gas money. That's the thing. But now it's like, now we're at $4.7 billion.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. I heard my bank account really creak when I filled my car the other day.
What are you doing in the creek?
Oh, shut up.
Or as my dad would say, the crick.
Yeah, that too. I mean, it really was screeching. I'll say that because I put like $34 in it, $34, and I've never
Your
let it
car
go
is a
down
little
that
car
low.
too.
Yeah, and
I'm really thankful in a lot of ways that I don't work because it just is so much nicer not having to leave and having to put gas in your car or having to deal with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this next one you gave me, and then I found it. Actually, you sent me a picture, and then I found it later in a different place.
Yeah.
Alligator.
Oh my goodness.
That's scary. Now, we don't have alligators up here except in zoos, but apparently we do have alligators up here other than in zoos because there was one spotted in the Susquehanna. Now, the thing is, apparently there's more than one, and that's really
And
scary.
where would they come from?
Well, we all know where they come from. Somebody says,
Lake
let's get a
Tobias.
little alligator for our little for our little aquarium, and the alligator outgrows the aquarium, and
Yeah.
then they decide to.
They should take it to Lake Tobias.
They should not take it to Pennsylvania.
Well, yeah.
I mean, this is how the snake issue in Florida got out of hand, where people had boa constrictors and pythons and stuff, and then they grew too big, and then they set them loose in the wild, and that's what's happening to this. They cannot live up here as far as the cold goes, I think.
Right.
But it says here, what would seemingly appear frightening ended in a surprising way. The gator is a pet named Oscar. He escaped from his home yesterday. This is from the 28th.
And this
Isn't the same one, I don't think.
This
is
kind of stuff, I mean, I know people are into exotic pets.
Yeah, there's
and if you
nothing good's
can't-
going to come out of an exotic pet.
If you can't think about the future and how big this animal is going to get,
Right.
then don't
And
do
people
it.
don't. They don't think about that. They think, oh, how big could it get? They don't seem to realize it can get really big. So it's kind of scary that, I don't know if they found, let's see, owners spent the morning trying to capture him and bring him back home. So they actually found this one, found his owner. So, but it scares me because, dogs can be eaten up by these things. I mean, they will kill you as quick as they can. So it's scary that they're actually out there. And Buddy's hiding from them there, saying, nope, I'm not going out there.
He's asleep.
Nope, he's right there.
Yeah, well,
That's before
his
he got
twin
sick.
is asleep.
This is so weird. New York does not seem to be getting any less weird. New York lawmaker wants sex ed for kindergarten.
No.
Well, they're going to teach them how to masturbate.
Oh, Lord.
I don't even think I even found myself until I was in high school. I really don't know as far as masturbation. When did you start masturbating?
Not in kindergarten.
Yeah, well, I didn't either. I was in high school.
No. And I think I've got grandchildren.
I was a late bloomer.
No.
Why? Well, so what? Everybody does it.
I cannot see my grandchildren doing that.
Well, don't look.
Yeah.
Anyway, get ready for the latest woke wave in education. Comprehensive sex ed for kids as young as 5, thanks to the new bill in the state Senate.
What are they going to do? Teach them like Bert and Ernie? No.
Legislation sponsored by the Senator Samra G. Broke, a freshman Democrat from Rochester, would tie New York health curriculum standards written by the left-wing interest group that advocates sex ed for social change, would make those lessons mandatory statewide. Under that group, what?
How?
How?
Well,
here's the deal. I totally disagree with this because, the thing is that we always overthink things. Kids should be kids.
Yes.
We should not teach them adult things as kids, and they should grow into whatever they grow into. They believe under that group's standards, public and charter schools would have to teach 5-year-olds about gender identity. Kids don't care about gender at that age, and they shouldn't have to. And instruct 8-year-olds on hormone blockers to prevent puberty in transgender identifying preteens. If you want to go down that street with your kids, that's the one thing. But to teach others about that, I don't think. See, kids today don't really care about transgender people. Like when I was a kid, we didn't have the word.
Right.
We used all the slurs, and we didn't know there was such. I don't think there was a word back in that day. But now, why would you even care about that? An 8-year-old, who cares about hormone blockers for an 8-year-old unless they're actually talking about gender? I mean, it just seems like something that isn't needed. Kids as young as 11 would get lectures on vaginal, oral, and anal sex and study queer, two-spirit, asexual, pansexual, and other gender identities and receive explicit instruction on how to use external and internal condoms, dental dams, and other contraceptives at 11. At 11.
No, I just...
I'm concerned about the unacceptability, high incidence of relationship violence, sexual harassment, and assault, and online bullying in our society today. That's learned.
I mean,
that is learned stuff, though. I mean, you should be teaching the parents that, because if a kid comes into school saying, calling someone a faggot,
right,
that came from home. That came from somebody's home.
But, I mean, I could see if you're starting to talk about what the proper terms are for body parts as a kindergartner.
No, I don't even think we need that.
It's still
Call me
not
a prude,
right, but I could see that. Like this is your arm and, this is your leg and things like that.
Put your right leg in and put your right leg out?
Yeah, and shake it all about. Yeah, of course.
Put your penis in, put your penis out?
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
Shake it all about.
Only you.
Do the hokey pokey.
But anyway,
turn yourself
like
around.
something like that I could see, but
that's
not.
all about.
Just no.
They just need the Uncle Sam band to play our song.
No, they don't.
We'll do the hokey pokey for you.
No,
I just
please,
don't.
no.
If I had a kid of that age, I would have a real hard time with that. I mean, I like to think that
I think of it as my grandkids. I mean, there are certain, I want to say words that a kindergartner should know and know how to use correctly, but
no, you can
not,
say PP instead of
like
penis.
That.
You don't need to. Like I said, the slurs come from somewhere,
right?
And usually the slurs come from the parents. And if you want to teach anybody, you teach the parents. Don't teach the kids this stuff. They don't need to know this. They don't need to know any of this stuff till they're in their teens.
Right. Well, the reason
Although
I'm saying
some
about
kids
using
had sex way before their teens, I guess.
like using the proper names for things, and I say this because not this past weekend, but last weekend, we finally did the Celebration of Life service for my dad. Now, my one grandson is only 4.
Balloons.
What?
Balloons.
Shut up.
Condoms.
We're not going there,
You were
okay.
shooting condoms off into the sky.
What I'm getting at is this little 4-year-old boy, every single person that came there, he would walk up, he'd grab them by the hand and say, "Welcome to Papilos' celebration. Let me show you around." Okay? No, I talked to his dad. Nobody told him to do that. He did that all on his own.
Okay.
And the only thing he knew was that his mom told him we were having a celebration for Pappy Lowe's. So he did everything else on his own. But that 4-year-old, he knew what it meant. And that's what I'm saying. As a kindergartner, if you give them the proper terminology, I'm not saying that, like on a body part, but...
I disagree with you on something, though.
What?
Well, when I was probably about 5 when I went to my first funeral.
Right.
Because my cousin Helen died. She was 6 or 7. And I didn't understand. I didn't have a clue.
You're right.
It made no sense. And even today, it doesn't make sense to me. But way back then, I just,
I could see that. But, this case, he knew who Pappy Lowe's was. He was close to him. And that's why, as a celebration, you should have balloons.
Condoms.
Shut up.
We'll combine this with a celebration of life. We'll take little kids and give them condoms, and they can celebrate life. Like I said, I don't understand why somebody would want to go through all this stuff. Maybe I'm just a little old-fashioned, but I just think there's no need to do this.
I mean, it's just like if you're homeschooling, you can teach that child whatever you want when you want.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, no.
Dalton parents are enraged over masturbation videos for first graders. See, there was 2 parts to this, and you heard the first part, but now you're hearing the second part.
Well, didn't you at one time you posted something, I'll have to see if I can find it.
Okay, well, it says last fall, parents at the posh $55,000 per year Dalton school got wind that their first graders are being taught sex education lessons that included masturbation. They complained to the school administration. What?
Nothing. I'm looking
You're pointing
at something.
Well, that's why I looked to see what you were pointing at.
No, I'm looking for something.
Yeah, it says here they complained to the school administrators, but were told they simply misinterpreted what Dalton's now notorious health and wellness educator Justine Ang-Fonte, who last month led controversial and explicit porn literacy workshops at another prep school, was teaching. But after expose last week on the porn class, Dalton parents bombarded the school with more complaints about Fonte's curriculum sources, about Fonte's curriculum. It says here, the Post viewed a video of cartoon Fonte used in her sex ed classes for 6-year-olds, showing little kids talking about touching themselves for pleasure. See, I wouldn't want to be a parent because I'd end up going to jail. There would be just too much of that. I would say there are things you just don't need. You don't need to do. So, I don't know. That's just
there it is.
Too much.
This one.
Oh, yeah. What about it?
I mean...
Read it. If you read it out loud.
It was something that Mike posted back on May 18th. It says, it's for Hungry Will, and it says deli, bait, and propane. It says, whether you're fishing with hookers or catching crabs, we are your master baiters.
Yeah.
Okay?
They're selling bait.
I understand that.
And they're good at selling
that
bait.
I could see.
They're good at selling their bait.
But...
That's why they're the masters.
Yes, but not teaching it, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. This world's gone crazy.
You don't know how many people I sent that to and loved it.
I actually got a lot more articles than I thought I did.
Yeah, but we don't have a lot more
I know,
time.
that's the thing. I was going, well, we took a lot of time on the one. I probably shouldn't have done as much on the, I didn't realize that, what's her name was going to take so long.
Jenny?
No, the talk show host.
Oh, Ellen.
Ellen, yeah. Okay, so I'll save this for next week because this one isn't time sensitive, so we won't do that. This is time sensitive, but it's going to take too long. I think I'll wait till next. I'll wait till next week for that one too. This is actually interesting. This is they're going to change your Amazon devices so that you can share your internet with your neighbors. What?
Oh my goodness! Like I really want Keith. Never mind.
No. It's called Amazon Sidewalk.
Oh.
And what they're doing is they're going to take the Amazon devices, and there's a kind of like a hotspot built into your Amazon.
Right.
That you can set it up so that it doesn't affect your own internet because it's a separate band. So it'll take like a real small amount of your band, but it allows you to get what they're trying to do is they're trying to make internet available for everyone everywhere.
Okay.
So that's what the whole goal of the thing is.
But what do you do with the people that are out in the very rural areas?
Well, that's if they have an Amazon, they can, or an Alexa, if it were, it'll be transparent. You won't even know it's there. Like they could have it turned on now, and I wouldn't even know.
Okay.
I mean, I would know if I looked to see if there were. So what they would do is they would have a separate band that would not take away from your bandwidth.
Okay.
So, and the bandwidths, I mean, face it, the stuff that they're pushing out nowadays, you're getting like a lot faster internet than you were even 2 years ago. And they're not charging you more money, they're just updating and upgrading your Amazon stuff, or your bandwidth. So it says by default, Amazon devices including Alexa, Echo, Ring, security cams, outdoor lights, motion sensors, and tile trackers will enroll into the system. Only a fraction of people take the time to change their default settings, which means millions will be co-opted into the program where they know nothing about it or do know about it, as long as they don't change the stuff. So it's called Amazon Sidewalk. It's a shared network that allows that helps devices work better. Now, if you remember with Xfinity, Xfinity works off of people's hotspots. Right. So if I drive around the city, I may change hotspots 6 times.
Okay.
Well, this is going to be a way to make that even a bigger network and allow me to get better reception. But anyway, it says here, it's operated at Amazon at no charge to the customer. Sidewalk can simplify new device setups. It's just basically will allow you to use your tablet without having internet. I mean, without having 5G or anything on it. You know, and basically it says the maximum bandwidth is 80 kilobits, which is about 1/40th of the bandwidth used to typically stream a high-definition video today. So, I don't know. I think it's an interesting idea. If people participate in it, we all win. If they don't participate in it, we don't win it. We don't win at it. But I think it's a good idea. I'd like to see the world get more internet. And as the internet evolves, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. So I think it's a good idea, and I think that without a doubt, I would participate in something like that because it has nothing to do with the security of my network because it's its own network. So I like the idea that instead of someone trying to break into my network, they automatically get a piece of my network that they can just log on to without touching my network. So, yeah,
okay.
I think it's a good idea.
But we should share and share alike.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is, if the technology, the sooner we all get on board, the sooner we can get things to
yeah, that's
share.
True.
Today there was an airplane that landed on the highway of Los Angeles. So it was kind of like it was an emergency landing, and the guy had no choice. He had to find somewhere he could take this. But if you look at this clip here,
I would be freaking out if I see an airplane land
right there,
in front of me.
right there he is. He's in his own lane.
Oh, jeez.
But that would be freaky. I mean, think about it. He could have crashed.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, there's this airplane in front of me. What's he doing? Yeah.
Think about this though. If you were in the plane and you had nowhere else to go, you know, that's where you got to go.
I guess it's better than landing in the Hudson.
It says here, yeah. It says here, Los Angeles Police Department airplane made an emergency landing on a busy California highway without crashing or injuring anyone. It says here the plane touched down shortly before 7 p.m. and it says here 35 miles north of Los Angeles, and it says no one was injured. So it's kind of cool that.
Thankfully, nobody was injured.
Yeah, very much so. So, oh man, I can't believe it's 10 o'clock already. Jeez. All right.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I'll try to find a good one to end on. I think this will be a good one to end on. Okay, let me get rid of this plane. You know, there's a perk to getting your vaccination.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to wear the mask.
Another one. I got another perk.
Okay.
It's even better.
What's that?
Krispy Kreme is giving over 1.5 million donuts to vaccinated people.
Yes! Sweet!
So according to this, it says here vaccinated people are taking Krispy Kreme up on its free donuts. In March, the chain announced a special promotion for Americans who have been vaccinated against COVID-19. To prove they're vaccinated, you can get a free donut a day for the rest of the year.
Nice.
So Krispy
we
Kreme
don't
says...
have any Krispy Kreme around here, do we?
I don't know. Do we?
I know there's places that sell them, but I don't think there's any shops.
I don't know. I thought it was funny. It says that's a lot of donuts. And,
hey, I would stop there every morning on my way to work.
There you go. In order to qualify for the deal, customers have to show their vaccination card. Anyone who has received one shot of Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, they're eligible. Krispy Kreme is the number one. Is one of a number of companies giving away freebies to encourage Americans to get vaccinated. Budweiser has offered the free beer.
Nope, I don't need that.
Junior's Cheesecake gave away cheese cakes.
I could handle the cheesecake.
Nathan's Hot Dogs granted people hot dogs.
Okay, I would do that.
Employers have been offering workers cash incentives.
No.
And 50% of the Americans have been fully vaccinated so far. So it says here for Krispy Kreme, the promotion could be a way to raise buzz and awareness as it expands and goes public. So there you go. That's a good one to end on, too.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the idea of free donuts.
I would go for the donut, yep.
I haven't had a donut in a long time, but I would take a donut. So, you know, it's such a shame because I had so much stuff. Oh, man. I can't believe. I was sitting there thinking, I don't have enough stuff tonight, and I didn't. I only had like 15 articles when I started, and then I binged a bunch of stuff because I was afraid I wasn't going to make it, and it seems like I have more than enough because we didn't get out of the main show because I didn't get out of the main show this week. So I guess I'll just have to save some for next week, and then I'll throw them out because by then they'll be old and they'll be like the donuts. They'll be stale. So, anyway, all right. Well, I guess then that's it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Another pretty cool show.
Well, I did get started late, a little bit late, so
yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
And we had some other ones that were just, like talking about some of the movies and things like that. So, yeah, not bad.
Getting back in the swing of things. So, shoot, no, it didn't go. No, that's not going to work. This one is. I will talk to you later. Have a good one. See you next week. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Just one button. Yeah. There we go.